can't be wasting no time. Yeah. Yeah. Stuck between the world and the truth. Yeah. You gotta know that your soul on the line. Yeah. You can't be wasting no time. No. It's all in the scriptures, read through the lines. I'm a king like David, look in my eyes. No, I'm not capping or quoting no lines. I am not perfect, but I'ma keep trying. Keep on repenting, renewing your mind. Humble yourself and lose your pride. I pray that them blessings rain down on me. I pray this reach the streets. I'm praying for my brother Tink. Stay strong, you never been weak. We ain't no slaves, man, we gotta wake up. Acknowledge you know that they hate us. Fell off, don't do it again. Why you got grace? It's almost the end. We gotta fight if we wanna win. We cannot settle or lose again. Trust in the Lord and stop sinning. You can't be wasting no time. Yeah.
This is the Born of Levi experience on GOCC Media.
You gotta know that your soul on the line. You can't be wasting no time. Keep on repenting, renewing your mind. Humble yourself and lose your pride. I pray that them blessings rain down on me. I pray this reach the streets. I'm praying for my brother Tink. Stay strong, you never been weak. We ain't no slaves, man, we gotta wake up. Acknowledge you know that they hate us. Fell off, don't do it again. Why you got grace? It's almost the end. You cannot settle or lose again. Trust in the Lord and stop sinning. I know it get hard, but he got a plan. Stop all the arguing and all the fussing. Put down the guns and stop all the hate. We come together, then we gon' be great. Don't follow them heathens, man, they fake. Seek knowledge and truth. It works, just change you. Don't let this world get to your head. This world will rock you to bed. The government killing us too. They shooting poison in the food.
Shalom, shalom.
You gotta choose. You in the world or you in the truth. You gotta know that your soul on the line. You can't be wasting no time. It's all in the scriptures, read through the lines. I'm a king like David, look in my eyes. No, I'm not capping or quoting no lines. I am not perfect, but I'ma keep trying. Keep on repenting, renewing your mind. Humble yourself and lose your pride. I pray that them blessings rain down on me. I pray this reach the streets. I'm praying for my brother Tink. Stay strong, you never been weak. We ain't no slaves, man, we gotta wake up. Acknowledge you know that they hate us.
Hit that like button on your way in, brothers and sisters. Hit that like button.
It's almost the end.
It's almost the end, you gotta wake up. Come back, you Jacob. Lost sheep of the house of Israel, you know they hate us. Grass cut in my mind, so I can see when they snake us. Conspire plotting, they take us. Kill us on a daily basis. I pray that it's reach the streets. I pray when I face the east. I seen what nobody has seen. A bunch of slaves turning to kings. I pray for Buckshot, Red Boy, Mac 10 and K-Dog. I pray the Most High save y'all. Don't let the devil come
You
dig
gotta know that your
y'all.
soul on the line. You can't be wasting no time. It's all in the scriptures, read through the lines. I'm a king like David, look in my eyes. No, I'm not capping or quoting no lines. I am not perfect, but I'ma keep trying. Keep on repenting, renewing your mind. Humble yourself and lose your pride.
This is the Born of Levi experience on GOCC Media.
Shalom, shalom, peace and blessings, brothers and sisters. Happy that you all are here. Welcome back to the Born of Levi experience here on GOCC Media. I am your host, Deacon Hazak, and I need you to do me a favor real quick, brothers and sisters. If I'm coming in nice and clear, please drop a quam in the chat. And I know y'all guys was already on it. I had seen some people say that my mic was low. I'm using a new mic right now. I'm kind of excited. And listen, it only if y'all understood how I got this mic. The Most High put it together, man. Praise the Most High for all things. All right. Yes. Okay. I see the qualms. Appreciate it. Yes. All right. So we're gonna get started, brothers and sisters. You guys see the title of tonight's discussion, right? Don't drink the wine. Don't drink the wine of Babylon. All right, because we only have a small window before all hell on earth breaks loose, right? And y'all gonna see where I'm going with this conversation. It's almost like I'm picking up from last week almost. So yeah, I'm gonna need y'all to really try to keep up tonight, right? and once again, welcome back. I appreciate you all for coming in, man. It's such a blessing to be before y'all. Oh my goodness, I'm so refreshed right now. And all day I've been trying to figure out what we were going to talk about tonight, and it just, it came to me last minute, so I put this together. And we're going to talk about it because I do believe that we are that generation that's going to be living through Revelations 18, Revelations 19, Revelations 17, 13, all of the revelations. I believe that in our generation, we're going to be seeing a lot of these prophecies unfold, right? We're going to be seeing these prophecies unfold. And it's not for us to be afraid. It's not for us to be scared of what's to take place, because what the Most High said is going to happen, it's going to happen, and no man can stand before it. But what's the benefit of knowing these things is that we get a chance to be in front of what the Most High is bringing on this earth, right? The Most High loved us enough to make sure that we're on the right side of judgment, brothers and sisters. So we can't allow Babylon or America or anything make us drink the wine and put us back to sleep, man. You know what I'm saying? We only got a small window, and I'm gonna show y'all what they doing, man. And it's very interesting. And like I said last week, if you really want to know what's going on, you gotta follow the money. Yes, I said it. You gotta follow the money. You gotta follow the politics, right? You see how close we are according to prophecies. And when you can connect it through scriptures, man, it's a beautiful thing, man. But like I said, there's a lot of people out there who the Most High has not, waking up and cannot see what we see. But blessed, like Christ said, blessed are your eyes because you can see, man. And blessed are your ears because you can hear. Right? So all praises be to the Most High. We're going to get started. Man, shout out to everybody who is here right now. Let me do some shout outs real quick. Shout out. I see my Ak Hebrew Harris in the building. Shalom. Right? I see Jones. I'm going to try to pronounce that. Shabaya the Messenger. Thomas. Okay. Shalom. Right? We got Lois Bullock. Shalom. La Yasharala. Ephraim 33. Kenya Raquel. Right, I got Marcus, I got Ephraim, I seen that already. I got Nina Garza, Shalom. We got Gerline Sarah Israel, Shalom, peace and blessing, all the way from Canada. We got Farrah Reed. We got Chills Beats. Okay, Chills Beats. Okay, you must be a producer. You must make beats. I'm about to check your page out. I gotta make sure I check your page out when I'm done. Right, but all praises be to the Most High, man. And welcome to everybody who is coming in. And if you are new to this page, I gotta do something real quick. If you are new to this page and you have never been here before, please do us a favor. No, wrong beat. Please subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, give us a thumbs up, so that way we could drive the algorithms. But it's very important that you guys subscribe to this channel, not just this channel, but our main page, A Gathering 144, where a lot of our spiritual understanding and breakdown comes from, right? A Gathering 144. But please do us a favor also and subscribe here. I don't want to say the word we on the shadow ban, but yeah, you got to call it what it is, right? So the more you guys like and share and subscribe and hit the bell, the more it's going to refer this to you. You're always going to see this content. It's going to refer it to other people who like to see things like you see, right? And don't be selfish. Share this content with your friends and family. Let them be in the know. Let them be in on this conversation. But we're going to get started, man. And I want to start it off with the understanding of reading these scriptures, because as you guys should already know, this is a Bible-based channel. This is a Bible-based podcast. This is a Bible-based. We're Bible-based people. So everything that we talk about on this channel is going to be Bible-based, and it's going to be from the scriptures, our understanding. We're going to give the Most High praise for that. Right? So I want to go here real quick. Let me start here real quick. And I know you guys seen the actual thumbnail for tonight's discussion. We got what the scriptures call the whore of Babylon, with the golden cup in her hand, and she's sitting amongst the United Nations, the UN. And shout out to AI, man. AI actually made that picture. I had nothing to do with that. I just told it what to do and it did it. So you know what I'm saying? So that image speaks a lot to what I want to talk about today. And especially what's been, and like I said, I don't know. I've been following the politics as of late, and I don't know about y'all. And I did say I'm gonna go to the scripture, but I want to talk a little bit. I don't know about y'all. I don't know if it could be me just being, now tuning in, but I don't think I've ever seen a president have so much press conferences this early. I don't know if you guys been keeping up, if you've been watching it, YouTube. And one thing mainstream media is doing now is that they're using YouTube as a form of an outlet, because a lot of people are now watching YouTube rather than watching regular mainstream TV stations. So every time I'm on YouTube, I'll get a notification, live President Trump press conference. And he's been having so much press conferences, and I've been listening to a lot of them, and it's just is eye-opening for what we know to be coming. And like I said it last week, we've always been talking about what's coming down the pipeline as far as the time, right? We spoke about it last week, and if you didn't see my broadcast last week, go ahead and check it out, right? Go ahead and check out last week's broadcast, where we always talking about 2030, what the world powers, so-called have planned for not just the children of Israel, but for the whole entire world. We're all in this together, Jew and Gentile alike, right? So I'm gonna show y'all something too, and I don't know if any of you guys ever even had this tool. I'm gonna put it later on. I'm gonna show y'all the actual debt of this so-called country. It's crazy, and at the rate we're going, is just gonna keep getting larger and larger, right? And like I said, I'm gonna be talking, like this particular broadcast, I'm gonna be talking about a lot about the politics, because the politics has a lot to do with Bible prophecy, right? And the way I'm seeing it, it's as if the setup for Armageddon is happening right before our faces, because we read the scriptures, and as a matter of fact, let me go here. We read the scriptures, right? Let me put this on the screen, right? We read the scriptures. I'm going to the book of Revelations, right? And once again, am I coming in nice and clear? Am I good? Let me know if I'm coming in nice and clear. Shout out to my moderator. He's in the building. I hope both of my moderators is here. Shout out to my moderator. He's here, right? But if I'm coming in nice and clear, let me know, because I want to make sure that this new mic that the Most High gifted me, okay, is the mic that we going forward with. All right. See, good. All right, good. Loud and clear. Yes, sir. All right. All praises be to the Most High. All right. So I'm going to go here to the book of Revelations, right? And I'm going to start at verse 1, right? And it says here, just follow along with me, right? And, I'm going to take you to the videos that I believe is actually setting up what we're going to read in Revelation 17, Revelations 18, right? We're even going to go into Isaiah 47. So I believe that what we're seeing on a political side is actually setting up what we're going to be seeing prophetically in the near future, right? So it says in Revelation 17:1, it says, "And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters." And looking at these videos that I'm going to show y'all, really shows how this place called America has really established itself as a superpower. It's like everybody wants to hear what's going on with this place. And for those of you guys who are probably just Christians just watching this and don't believe that America is what the Bible called the daughter of Babylon or the whore of Babylon, you got to think again. You have to make sense of these prophecies. If your church is not going into these prophecies, then, is Christ even there? Because Christ, the Spirit of Christ is the spirit of prophecy. So you got to question, whether Christ is there, where you at. But like I said, all right, let me continue. I don't want to get too all over the place. So one of the angels was showing John the Revelator the judgment that's going to happen to this particular place called the whore of Babylon, which sitteth upon many waters. The reason why she sitteth upon many waters because she's everywhere. She have her stake, or this place Babylon have its stake in all of these nations. And now paying attention to the politics and how Trump speaks to these other nations clearly shows how much power he has. He came out, it was earlier this week. He came out, he had a press conference, and I think I'm gonna play a little bit of it as well too. It's just crazy, but he came out, he's like, yo, I'm giving Hamas until Saturday to release them hostages. And if not, he said it like this: all hell is gonna break loose. Then after he said that, after he postured himself and said that, Israel now comes out and had, enough gumption to be like, you know what? Yeah, we giving y'all until Saturday to release the hostages. Right? So now, because America took a stance, Israel now could take a stance, and every nation that's backing this place could take a stance. Right? And he's going around right now, and what's happening right now, he's let me see. He's actually having a lot of what is it called? And I didn't forget about the scriptures. He's having a lot of meetings with a lot of politicians, a lot of diplomats from other countries. I'm gonna talk about that too a little later. He just I would say 2 hours ago, he had a press conference and he had a sit down with the ruler of India. Right? 6 days ago, I believe he sat down with the king of Japan. And what these sit downs is about just getting them on board with what he's doing. That's why he's having these sit downs, right? But let's go back to the scriptures, right? I'm sorry if I'm giving y'all too much information at once, but that's how my brain works, right? I got all this information in my head and I just want to share it. So verse 2, it says, so he's going to show him the judgment of the whore that sitteth upon many waters. Verse 2, with whom the kings, see that? With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication. So not just the kings, this says, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. And this is why I title it, Don't Drink the Wine. Don't drink the wine. Because you know why? It's through sorcery and trickery that gets you to be sold into the lie that, okay, everything is on the up and up. Everything is looking great here. But that's the wine that they're giving the people. And what's actually happening to this place that we live in, it's crazy. It's like it's an open wound, but the wound has to be stitched up. Like you can't put a bandage over this. It's like you have a big gash and you got like them little, them little small little band-aids, circle band-aids that you put on a little cut. It's like you putting one of those band-aids on a cut that needs to be sewn. That's all this administration is actually doing right now. And what they're actually doing is exposing how these nations or these kings that committed fornication with her is actually sucking this place dry. It's sucking it dry, right? So I'm gonna come back to. Well, let me keep reading. This all this is good. Hit that like button, brothers and sisters. It says, verse 3. It says, so he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast, full of the names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. We understand. And mind you, matter of fact, this is a plug for the Hebrew Bible Academy. If you was in the Hebrew Bible Academy, brothers and sisters, you would know what this beast is that have 7 heads and 10 horns. We're going to talk about that a little bit more, right? And it says, and the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abomination and filthiness of her fornication. Right? So everywhere this particular woman goes, and we understand this woman to be Babylon because she sits on the face of the waters. Everywhere she goes, every place she does business with, she gives them a portion of her abomination and her filthiness. Right? And look, verse 5. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Because she's a mystery, because not until the Most High revealed it to us, right, coming into the truth, we didn't really know who this beast was, or who this harlot was. We couldn't figure it out. But now, through the spirit of prophecy, we understand who this mother of harlots is. It's this very place that we're living in. And do this real quick. Yep. And the fact that we could actually see it take place, and through the media and through politics, we understand how close we are to this final battle that we're going to talk about too. Right? But let me go here. Man. This is why I said we can't drink the wine, brothers and sisters. And I was talking about the press conferences. And one particular press conference that happened this week, I'm like, yo, never have we seen this with any sitting president. Right? Never have we seen this. And this is from Fox News, and this happened earlier this week. President Trump meets with Elon Musk in the Oval Office. And I don't know, for some reason, I just can't get away from this guy. Last week, we was trying to figure out who he is. And I believe we know who he is, man. I believe we know exactly who he's working for and who he gets his orders from. Because he just came out of nowhere. This man was supposed to be some kind of tech guy. He got Tesla. He got SpaceX, Neuralink. Now he's what's called a special government employee. What is that? Ask me again. No one voted him in, but he has all of this power, which is like insane. Like none of us could actually do that. Never have I seen the president have this person as his right-hand man and is running things by him. Who is this guy? Is he higher than the president? We you know what I'm saying? The world will never know. But in due time, we probably might will know. But I want you guys to take a look at this. Listen to this conversation, right? And what's basically happening is they're exposing the hidden hand. And like I said, they're basically trying to put a Band-Aid over an open wound that needs to be sewed. So I know for a fact they know that this is a sinking ship. There's some people out there who don't know that yet. They believe that they're going to have their retirement. They're going to be able to live peacefully. But if you're into the Bible, you understand that, no, that's not this place's future. But what they're doing is just slowing down a process that the Most High has already set in stone. The Most High said, whatever I speak, my words go out and it does not return to me void, and it must accomplish what I say. So we already know what the Most High said concerning this place. But it's just weird because it's like it's as if they're trying to expose and save this place at the same time. I don't get it, but let's take a look at this. All right, fair use, right?
Taylor, go ahead. Sure. So
Can you guys hear that? Let me play. I want to play it back from the beginning. And I played it from where this guy is just standing there. Like who is this guy? Were you guys able to hear that first sound clip? I wanna before, because I don't want to be playing it and there's no sound the whole time. All right, wait, y'all guys couldn't hear that? Hold on, let me know if you guys can hear this.
X, are you okay? This is X.
Do you guys hear? A little low. Elon trying. It says no sound, no sound. Volume, please. Okay. All right, I gotta figure this out. 1 second. Okay, I see. All right. I see what's happening here. All right, let me play it back. I just didn't want that echo to be there, but here you go. Listen to this, y'all.
And he's a great guy, high IQ. He's a high IQ individual.
And his son name is X. Elon Musk's son name is X. Is it? I hope it's not still low. I hope it's not still low. It might be a little delay.
And he's got this. Check out this cool train he's got.
So thank you very much. We had a busy day today. The king just left, and we've had a great discussion, terrific discussion concerning Gaza and everything else. We had discussions also about Saturday at 12 o'clock. It's going to be a big moment. We'll see what happens. I don't expect much happening with these people, but we'll see what happens. And we're going to be signing a very important deal today. It's Doge, and I'm going to ask Elon to tell you a little bit about it and some of the things that we found, which are shocking.
But isn't he the president? Why Elon got to tell us? Aren't you the president? Like, who's really running things? And we already know none of them is really running things. None of them. They all working for the same entity that's giving them the power and the money and the infrastructure to try to get back in space and all of that. They working for the same being, right? Now somebody's saying it's very loud. I can't win with y'all. It's very loud now. Let me turn it down a little bit. All right.
Billions and billions of dollars in waste, fraud, and abuse. And I think it's very important. And that's one of the reasons.
And what he said? He said billions and billions of dollars of waste, fraud, and abuse. And remember, we're gonna go back to the Book of Revelations, where it says that in the Book of Revelation, where it says that they will hate the whore, right? They're gonna, and it basically is this place is basically what you do with a whore. You use it and you throw it away, right? So he said that there's, like, with that so-called department, Doge, they've been discovering that there's been billions of dollars being siphoned out of the country, disguised by these different departments that's been set up through the U.S. government. There's like mad departments that's like just been created. And all of these departments are getting funded, but then the money is being sent somewhere else. Money is there, and then it's like, we don't know where the money is at now. Like, so what's happening to this money, right?
Reasons I got elected. I said, we're going to do that. Nobody had any idea it was that bad, that sick, and that corrupt. And it seems hard to believe that judges want to try and stop us from looking for corruption, especially when we found hundreds of millions of dollars worth, much more than that, in just a short period of time.
So judges are trying to stop them from looking into where this money is from the United States government or the United States Treasury is going. So here it is. They're finding out that there's money being siphoned out of the country, and they want to look into it further. But a judge has put in a motion of like, nah, y'all can't look into it. I thought this is America. I thought we need to help this place. I thought, we in a deficit. So basically that whole department, Doge, is supposed to help cut back on government spending. So now that the eyes are on these departments that are getting funded and no one knows where this money is going to, and now a judge is stopping them from wanting to look into it, what's really happening with this money? We would all want to know. But it's all prophecy, brothers and sisters, because I'm telling you, this place is like what happens with a corporation. They're liquidating this corporation. The United States of America is a corporation. It's not a country. It's one big fictitious entity that they've established, they've created. So one thing you do before a company goes belly up, you liquidate everything, you sell everything, you take your profits, and then you file bankruptcy. And then that company goes away, and then you start the company somewhere else under a different name. But now you got the money from the first company. Yeah, y'all listening? Y'all got the money from the first company that went belly up, but they can't come after this company because that company don't exist no more. Oh, but it's the same owners, but all we did was change the name. You see how that works? And now is that ties into how Elder always says that after this, power will go back to where? Rome, the original owners, the original owners of the corporation. See how that makes sense?
We want to weed out the corruption, and it seems hard to believe that a judge could say, we don't want you to do that. Well, so maybe we have to look at the judges, because that's a very serious, I think it's a very serious violation. I'll ask Elon Musk to say a few words, and we'll take some questions. Elon?
So, like I was going to say also, I do believe that there are some people who really want to save this place. And every time I think about that, the scripture that comes to mind is when the Most High was saying, yo, we would have healed Babylon long time ago. We would have healed this place if it could have been healed. And the fact that it can't be healed because this place is like spiritually the land of the land of the Chaldees. What does that even mean to some of y'all? Right? When you look into that word, the Chaldees, and that's referring to a Babylon or ancient Babylon, they had what's called the Chaldees, right? Chaldees was a faction of the government, I believe, also. And when you look into the name itself, it goes into sorcerer, magicians, right? So it goes to show that the people that were in place running ancient Babylon, they were sorcerers doing witchcraft and mysticism. That's how they got their power, serving these different gods. And this place patterned itself after that same model, right? We're going to read the scriptures that I'm going to show y'all.
Go ahead.
Sure.
So now, look at this guy. I've never seen nothing like this in my life. I mean, I ain't that old, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't never seen a president like with some regular guy here. But he's not a regular guy. He's a billionaire. I've never seen another billionaire with the president, like as if is he the vice president? Like they should have made him the vice president. The guy that they elected as the vice president, J.D. Vance, you don't even see him. You know what they got him doing? They got him across the country. Across the globe. He's on the other side of the world speaking to them about AI and all of that. He recently was speaking to the French. He was in France trying to get them to get on board with the AI initiative. And while they got the vice president over there, they got him, Elon Musk, the real acting vice president, right? Look at this guy. Really not formal at all. You got a t-shirt on with just a jacket and a hat, and you got your kid there named X. Strange. And I could imagine how the other diplomats all over the world is looking at this. It's like, yo, I don't even know if they even have as much respect for this place as they should, but I don't know. We'll see.
At a high level, if you say what is the goal of Doge and I think a significant part of the presidency is to restore democracy. This may seem like, well, are we in a democracy? Well, if you don't have a feedback loop, FAX, we'd have to, if you
Hey, yeah, get him out of here.
sorry. So, I tell you, gravitas can be difficult sometimes.
And this is supposed to be something serious, and you got your kid there. Like I'm not taking you serious.
So, if there's not a good feedback loop from the people to the government, and if you have rule of the bureaucrat, or if the bureaucracy is in charge, and then what meaning does democracy actually have? If the people cannot vote and have their will be decided by their elected representatives in the form of the president and the Senate and the House, then we don't live in a democracy. We live in a bureaucracy. So it's incredibly important that we close that feedback loop, we fix that feedback loop, and that the public's elected representatives, the president, the House, and the Senate, decide what happens, as opposed to a large unelected bureaucracy.
So basically saying that they are not really running things, right? The president don't really have as much power as he have. All he could do is just, he could write these executive orders, but now there's another part or a faction that decides, all right, yeah, we're going to go with this, we're going to go with that. That's what he said is a bureaucracy. But my thing is, like, why expose this now? Like, why go through all of these lengths now? And mind you, we have this short window between now and 2030. So I don't know if it's there, and it could be the Most High as well too, giving us this small window of opportunity, a small window to get things in order, put things in order before all hell breaks loose. I'm going to show you what they even project through their debt ceiling calculator what's going to happen by 2030, right? But let's keep listening.
This is not to say that there aren't some good. There are good people who are in the federal bureaucracy, but you can't have an autonomous federal bureaucracy. You have to have one that is responsive to the people. That's the whole point of a democracy. And so
pretty much we don't really live in a democracy. It hasn't been like that for a long time. Look at the last administration. Like who would sign and put a lot of these things that they already put in place for any human being? Like, that's how you know it's not being ran by regular people who cares about the citizens. But this, now it goes back to what the Most High said. We would have healed Babylon, but it can't be healed. So what they're doing is just, you're just slowing. It's like a slow death right now. You understand? America's bleeding out. And they're trying to find little ways to stop the bleeding, but what are you gonna do?
And if you looked at if you looked at the founders today and said, what do you think of the way things have turned out? Well, we have this unelected, fourth unconstitutional branch of government, which is the bureaucracy, which has, in a lot of ways, currently more power than any elected representative.
And isn't that crazy that he's talking about an unelected bureaucracy or faction of the government? They're unelected, but they have more power than the president. It's funny how he's talking about someone who's who's unelected. What about you? Are you part of that bureaucracy? Bureaucracy, I should say, excuse me. You wasn't elected. How you got there? So, but you see how it got to be sorcery for him to be able to stand there and say what he's saying, and nobody to point the finger back at him. You're an unelected official. You got in because you're a billionaire. You fly rockets. You're trying to fly rockets into space. You're trying to put chips in people's brains. Who are you? You're also an unelected official. So it's funny that he's talking about, yeah, we got to get at this unelected bureaucracy who's making decisions here. What about you? You're making decisions. And is your decisions going to be better than what they're doing? Who knows? Who cares? You know what I'm saying?
And this is not something that people want. And it's not. It does not match the will of the people. So it's just something we've got to fix. And we've also got to address the deficit. So we've got a $2 trillion deficit. And if this,
he said $2 trillion. It's actually $3 trillion. It's actually $3 trillion. The deficit is 3 trillion. And from year to year, it just keeps going up. That's the deficit that we're at. Trillions, not billions, trillions.
If we don't do something about this deficit, the country's going bankrupt. I mean, it's really astounding that the interest payments alone on the national debt exceed the Defense Department budget, which is shocking because we spend a lot of money on defense, but if that just keeps going, we're essentially going to bankrupt the country.
We're going to bankrupt the country, but that was the plan the whole time. That was the plan the whole time, to bankrupt this country or this corporation, because it's done. It's actually done here. Like I said, what they're trying to do is trying to put like a, you know, put a Band-Aid on a wound that's like bleeding out, but it's nothing you can really do, really. And this is why I'm saying, one, don't drink the wine. Don't be like, yeah, yo, it's gonna be great. Yo, they putting things in place. We gonna be eating. Nah. This is a small window of opportunity to get things done before everything shuts down, right? But he's saying, yo, this country is, if we keep going the way we're gonna go, this country gonna be bankrupt.
So what I really want to say is, like, it's not optional for us to reduce the federal expenses. It's essential. It's essential for America to remain solvent as a country, and it's essential for America to have the resources necessary to provide things to its citizens and not simply be servicing vast amounts of debt.
And that's how you sell the lie to the people to keep drinking the wine. Make it seem like it's for the people. We need to help the people. If they would have been helped us if they could, or if they wanted to. Don't let them fool you. They could have been did that, right? And I'm gonna show y'all too. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read it with y'all. I'm gonna put y'all up to speed too with these tariffs. What that's about, right? Where it came from, right?
And also, could you mention some of the things that your team has found, some of the crazy numbers, including the woman that...
Listen to this now. Listen to the numbers of the things that they found where money is just going. Like I said, you gotta follow the money. Listen, I don't care about no dang spaceships. I don't care about no dang drones. Show me what y'all talking about. I need to see what y'all talking about. You showing me the money, I follow the money. I'll follow the money, and I can see exactly what's happening prophetically. Because I can't go in the scriptures and tell you anything about no dang aliens or drones. I can't find that.
Walked away with about 30 million,
right,
etc.
Well, we do find it sort of rather odd that there are quite a few people in the bureaucracy who have ostensibly a salary of a few $100,000, but somehow manage to accrue tens of millions of dollars in net worth while they are in that position.
How? So basically saying that this bureaucracy, I actually want to know who's on that thing. Right? So apparently they're supposed to have salaries that are six figures. 100,000, 200, probably 200,000, 300,000, give or take, whatever the case is. But he's saying that these people have accrued close to millions of dollars of personal wealth. How did they manage to do that? And could it be that this so-called bureaucracy, which is running things apparently, have their guys in place as judges to actually stop them from actually looking into where this money is going into? Because they're all infighting. They're all jockeying for position. They want control of the money. And this place is going down. So they're all trying to get a piece of the pie before it goes down. Right? So don't let them fool you talking about they doing this for the American people. Nah. When you read the book of Obadiah, it tells you, man, if a thief came in, surely he would leave something behind. Like, you ever see a movie and robbers come in, they'll rob, and they'll leave something. They'll leave some things behind. You open the cabinet, all right, still got some sugar. All right, they didn't take the sugar, right? You open up the fridge, all right, okay, all right, it still got the milk. There's still milk there. They didn't take the milk at least. Good Lord. But the Most High was like, yo, leave it to eat them, bro. If they're taking, they're not leaving nothing. Not even the gleanings. So don't let this conversation fool you as if they're actually really doing this for the American people. It's every man for themselves. It's a money grab right now. This is what it's about. Because why? When this ship sinks, they're going to go and set sail somewhere else and rebuild somewhere else.
Which is, what happened at USAID. We're just curious as to where it came from. Maybe they're very good at investing, in which case we should take their investment advice, perhaps. But they seem to be mysteriously, they get wealthy. We don't know why. Where does it come from? I think the reality
they really want to know, how'd y'all get this money?
Is that they're getting wealthy at the taxpayer expense. That's that.
And you see how they're trying to get us involved? They're getting wealthy off of the taxpayer's expense. Do I agree with that? Yes, I do. I wholeheartedly agree with that. Right? And I believe this is their way of getting us on their side, you know what I mean, to back them. But, but they are getting fat and fed, right? Off of our expense, off of our hard dollar. And I'm going to play a video that's going to break down this, the whole tax thing, the IRS and all of that. But before I do that, I got to show y'all what the tariffs is all about. Some people don't understand it. Some people hate it. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? We're going to figure it out.
That's the honest truth of it. So, we're looking at, if you look at, say Treasury, for example, basic controls that should be in place, that are in place in any company, such as making sure that any given payment
company
has a payment categorization code, that there is a comment field that describes the payment, and that if a payment is on the do not pay list, that you don't actually pay it. None of those things are true currently. So the reason that departments can't pass audits is because the payments don't have a categorization code.
So basically, these departments are, they're spending money, but they're not labeling a receipt to it, basically. So they're spending money, but they're not allocating and saying, this is what we spent. This is where. So they're trying to get to they're trying to get to the bottom of where this money is going. But they're sucking this place dry. That's just basically what's happening.
It's like just a massive number of blank checks just flying out the building. So you can't reconcile blank checks. You've got comment fields that are also.
And could that be why the debt is so high in the U.S.? Yes, of course.
So blanks, you don't know why the payment was made. And then we've got this truly absurd, a do not pay list, which can take up to a year for an organization to get on a do not pay list. And this, we're talking about terrorist organizations, we're talking about known fraudsters, known aspects of waste, known things that do not match any congressional appropriation, can take up to a year to get on the list. And even once on the list is not used. It's mind-blowing. So what we're talking about here, we're really just talking about adding common sense controls that should be present, that haven't been present. So you say, like, well, how could such a thing arise? That seems crazy. When you understand that really everything is geared towards complaint minimization.
He's talking more than the president, is he? They came to speak to the real president, Elon Musk.
So then you understand.
Look how they zoom in.
Motivations. So if people receive money, they don't complain, obviously. But if people don't receive money, they do complain. And the fraudsters complain the loudest and the fastest. So then when you understand that, then it makes sense. Oh, that's why everything they approve all the payments at Treasury. Because if you approve all the payments, you don't get complaints.
If you approve all the payments, you don't get no complaints. Everybody eating. Okay.
But now we're saying that no, actually we are going to complain. If money is spent badly, if your taxpayer dollars are not spent in a sensible and frugal manner, then that's not okay. All right,
That's he talking too much. I wanted to show that part because I wanted to show y'all, you know, what's actually happening behind the scenes as well. And I believe that what they're doing, looking into the financials, looking into the money, where the money is going, that's what's gonna actually get the rest of the nations to actually hate this place. Look, let me show you. Let me read that scripture real quick. Let me put it on the screen. Let me show y'all. Try to piece this together, right? Right here. Right here. So, Revelation 17 and 15, right? And it says, and he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. Verse 16, listen to this. It says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall what? Hate the whore. So now, looking at that conversation right there, help me to understand why they would hate this place. Why they would begin to hate this place. Look, stick with me. It says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. But listen, it says, for the Most High have put it in their hearts to fulfill his will. So the Most High is making them do this. They may think that they doing it, but the Most High put it in their hearts to do this, and to agree and give their kingdoms unto the beast, unto the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. But it's saying right here, verse 16, that they will hate the whore. So now, why would they hate the whore in this instance? Here it is, y'all funneling in money. They funneling in money. It's a cash grab. We sucking this place dry. All of these billions of dollars is leaving the country and is not being accounted for. There's no receipts attached to where this money is going to. Everybody's eating, but this country is suffering. We trying to make America great again. Nah, you know what? If I'm not getting a piece of that pie, we exposing the whole dang thing. And that's what they're doing. They just exposing it. Because like I said, they would never do it. It's not, they don't have the people's best interests at heart. Trust and believe, brothers and sisters. They don't. It's because they not getting a piece of that pie. They want some of them ends too. But they not getting none of it. So you know what? We're exposing the whole thing. Where's all this millions? Where this money coming from? So now the 10 horns, which is siphoning the money out, trying to rebuild overseas. Because remember, prior to his first administration, Trump's first administration, they were outsourcing U.S. jobs overseas. Companies that were built in the U.S. were going overseas. Right? So, and what did Trump try to do? I'm bringing back these jobs to the U.S. Now we making money here. Y'all making money over there. Now what about us? We want to eat too. Matter of fact, bring these jobs back. Right? It's making sense to y'all, right? Right? It's making sense. So, started bringing the jobs back. Now, when he ran for president, the second time, they rigged the election. Right? Joe Biden can't even stay awake. Don't even know left from right. Huh? What? President again. Right? Signing all of these things, giving away all of this money. Now he's back in office. First thing that he did was create this department, Doge. We want to make sure the government is being ran efficiently. And the way we could do that is by tracking the what? The money. The money that they've been siphoning out of the country since God knows when. Right? So y'all not eating alone. We got to eat too, right? Before y'all take this place down, we want to eat. So we're going to create Doge, right? We want to figure out where this money's going. Wait, no one told you can do that. Who gave you who is this guy? No one gave you the directive to do this. They got their guys in place. Stop them. Take them to court and tell them you can't do that. No, stop them from even looking into the treasury. Y'all don't have access to that. Now they coming out publicly saying, I don't know why they would do that. Who would do such a thing? That's criminal. Why wouldn't you want me to see? Like, that's crazy. I'm the president. Why can't I see, right? Why can't I see what's going on with the money? Right? Now you see the infighting. So now the real powers that be is like, yo, they really standing in the way. Yo, we got to get him out of the way. We got to get this whole thing out of the way. Matter of fact, we only got a window between now and 2030, because by 2030, we pulling the plug on everything. So now it's a cash grab between now and 2030 to see where the rest of the money is gonna go. Who gonna take control of it, right? So now we hear Donald Trump talking about tariffs, right? Stick with me. You know what I mean? Put it in the chat if you want me to slow down. Nah, I can't slow down. I'm gonna keep this thing going. I'm sorry. Right? So now we hear Donald Trump talking about tariffs. What are tariffs? Right? And this is why I said don't get caught up. Right? Don't get caught up in this. No. Don't get caught up in this thing. I want to make it bigger. All right. So y'all can read it as well too. So what are tariffs? I've asked my trusty AI assistant. Well, trusty right now. Because in a few years, I don't know how trustworthy you're going to be. But right now, I could trust you. Because you just giving me information in real time from the internet. All right. What are tariffs? Tariffs are taxes or duties imposed by a government or on imports or export goods. They are used to what? What are they used for? What are tariffs used for? To protect domestic industries. By making import goods more expensive, tariff encourage consumers to buy locally produced goods. And that's the whole trade war between, the U.S. and China. Now y'all gonna understand why why the U.S. has banned TikTok. Because you know why? Y'all want to know why the U.S. banned TikTok? And it's not because they don't want you to say what you want to say, or you getting influence from the Chinese culture. No, it's about money. Because on TikTok is what? A TikTok shop where you can buy cheap goods from China, stuff that you could buy here in the U.S., but China is selling it cheaper. So what's happening through stuff like the TikTok shop? Who's getting rich by these shops? China is. So that was China's way of siphoning money out of the U.S. Cheap goods. 2nd Esdras 16 said what? In those last days, victuals will be so cheap, we will think that we're in good case. Because we got TikTok Shop. We got Temu. Right? We got all of these. Alibaba. This is not U.S. companies. These are not U.S. manufacturers. These are European, or these are Chinese and European, all the Middle East. They're making the money off of us. So now this is the reason why Trump like, nah, you know what? The U.S. is like, yeah, nah, we gotta stop this. Y'all making money off of us. Matter of fact, if y'all want TikTok to be in the U.S., majority, like 50% of it got to be owned by the U.S. Why? So that way we get a 50-50 split on the money y'all making off of U.S. citizens. So now you understand what it's about. It's not about freedom of speech. It's about the money. Because America can't get no money off of what they're making from the TikTok shop. Do y'all understand that? Okay? So it's always about following the money. Right? That's what Edom care about. They care about the money. Let me tell you what they care about. They care about the money, their weapons, and territory. That's Edom right there. If you invade any one of these three, we got a problem. Okay? This is the reason why they can have all of these different religions come here and they don't care. All right? Just make sure y'all buying from us. Make sure y'all paying y'all taxes. All right? So, that's the reason why TikTok is down right now. You can't use it. Right? They got to figure out a way how we could make money off of it too. So now, right? Tariffs is also used to generate revenue. Governments collect money from tariffs, which can be used for public spending. Regulate trades. Tariffs can be used to influence international trade policies or response of trade imbalance. Because why? There is a trade imbalance. China has found a way to make money off of the US without going through the proper channels. Matter of fact, we'll sell directly to the consumer. We don't even have to go to the borders. We don't even have to import the goods. I can now shop. I could forego the borders or the imports, and you taxing me on imports. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just use these particular apps to make money off of your people. Hence, I'm still making money off of you anyways. So now with these tariffs now that there's gonna be a higher tax on these goods that's coming in that we're buying from these corporations or from these companies or from these countries. So now they still gonna have to pay a tax to import the goods that we're buying from these apps. Tariffs. That's how they regulating the trade. So it's about the money. So now, so it goes into different types of tariffs. So now I even went and as far to ask this question. If you can see it on the screen, I'm gonna put it on the screen real quick. I'm giving y'all, this is economics. I'm giving y'all for free. Praise the Most High. I'm giving this y'all for free. Like, I wish they would teach this in school rather than teach us the garbage that they was teaching us. And talking about some and then testing us on stuff that we don't care about and talking about some academically we're slow, because what y'all teaching us in these schools is not it's not interesting. It took the Most High to come in and step in and actually teach us. I feel like I could go and teach a whole economics class in a college somewhere, and just all I gotta do is just print out a degree and just put it on the wall. Yeah, I went to this university right here. Yeah. So I asked this question. Historically, how has tariffs benefited the U.S.? Right? And it spit this response out to me. It says, historically, tariffs have played a significant role in the economic development of the United States. Now, I want y'all to pay attention to this. Particularly in protecting domestic industries, generating revenue, and shaping international trade relations. Here are some key examples of how tariffs have benefited the United States. Look at this. Revenue generation from the 18th and 19th century. This is key to understand this. It says before the introduction of what? The income tax. So income tax did not exist prior to 1913, brothers and sisters. I don't know how many of y'all even knew that. Prior to the year 1913, income tax did not exist. So now when you look at your pay stub now, can you imagine if you didn't have to pay income taxes, how much money you would be making? Just I challenge y'all, look at y'all pay stubs and look at the gross, the net gross, the net, not the net, the gross, and see how much it is before it touches the net pay. And the decrease is from the taxes that you're paying. So the government is getting their money before you even get your money. But prior to 1913, the US government was not getting paid from the taxpayers' money, it was getting paid through tariffs. So it says before the introduction of the income tax, tariffs were the primary source of government revenue in the United States. This is how America got its money. Okay? This is how America became a superpower. It was taxing all the import goods from all of these nations, bringing in their stuff into the United States. So they didn't have a need to tax their citizens to aid the federal government. Tariffs was aiding the federal government. But now we can understand why they had to implement the income tax or the federal tax. Because now the federal government is not getting money from the support from the overseas anymore. Because why? They started pulling back. They started sucking this place dry. They been was doing that. We just getting hit to it now, but they been was sucking this place dry. So that's why in 1913 they implemented the federal income tax, where the U.S. citizen now has to pay the tax to cover the bill of the federal government. It says tariffs of 1789, the first major tariff passed by Congress, helped fund the federal government and pay off Revolutionary War debt. So tariffs helped pay off the debt from war. Throughout the 19th century, tariffs funded infrastructure projects, military expansion, and government operations. So all of that stuff, the country was being ran off of tariffs alone. Protection of domestic industries, American systems from 1816 to the 1860s. Proposed by Henry Clay, this economic plan included high tariff to protect U.S. manufacturers from cheap British imports. Who took this model? China. Right? So let's read this. Industrial growth and economic expansion in the 19th century to the 20th century. The McKinley tariff of 1890, right? Raised rates to protect emerging U.S. industry, fostering the growth of steel, textiles, and machinery. And earlier this week, what did Trump say? He said he's putting a 25% tariff on imports of steel and aluminum. So he's just following the old model that's right here. So just so people can understand what's actually happening financially, economically. Strengthening the U.S. manufacturing. So see, so all these stuff like protecting farmers and manufacturers from post-World War I competition, supporting the U.S. industries. So we see the benefits of the tariffs. I hope y'all keeping up with me. All right. So we see the benefits of the tariffs, right? And a lot of these countries is pushing back. And now we see why Trump now is sitting down with these different diplomats from these different countries, getting them on board with like, yo, y'all want to make money off of us, but yo, you got to scratch our back too. Listen, we could all eat. we could all get this money, right? Let's go here. Now I want to play this video, and I like how this brother breaks it down. What I just read to y'all, this brother's gonna break it down on your screen. I want you guys to see this, right? Another thing that's on the table is that President Trump is trying to eliminate the IRS. He's trying to eliminate the IRS. He's trying to eliminate income or certain taxes on certain goods, commodities, capital gains tax, all of this financial stuff that you'll learn on your own time, right? I can't give you a whole financial lesson right now. But this brother breaks it down on what Trump is trying to do. I'll put a link in the chat so y'all could actually read this or look at this on your own time. Right? So let's take a look at this. So now we're getting somewhere. Right? We gotta follow the money. That's how we can understand what's happening and why there is such in a rush to try to fit everything within these next 5 years before what they got planned next. It's a money grab right now, right? But we getting in front of this thing, right? So take a look at
Recording this as well on my phone. The IRS is really considering it. So they're really considering this whole tariff thing, right? And we're going to break down exactly what does tariffs mean. But I really want to talk from the perspective of taxes on for this next 15 minutes from a personal finance level, right? I'm not going to get into the whole politics of things. I want to break this down. How can this impact you and how can this impact your home? That's what I want to talk about tonight. How can this impact you? And how could this impact your home if this bill was to be passed by Congress and put into motion? So let's break it down very simple terms. For those of you all who are masters at this, hey, bear with us. I really want you to understand this, all right? And so taxes are two ways. Taxes. Let me see if I got this working right. Let's see. Let's see. Is it working? There it is. All right. So taxes are paid by, I can't see myself. Taxes are paid by who? People. All right. Taxes are then paid to the government. All right. I know you all are smart. I know you all got it. Just bear with me because I want to make sure my new people who do not understand this entire thing, how it is actually working. All right. So people, we work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Okay. I'm going to say it one more time. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And before we get a dollar, the government gets taxes.
And you see, it's like what we just went over. Before 1913, that did not exist because what was paying the federal government to help it run? Tariffs. Now we're making the federal government run. So all of your tax, every time you work, you clock in, the money that you're making was helping under the last administration. Your money that you were making was helping a transgender person in prison get a sex change. I want y'all to understand that. Okay? Your tax dollars was going to that. You didn't say if you wanted your money to go there. But that's what they were using your money for. And everything else that they're also discovering with these departments and all these millions of dollars, guess where they're getting the money from that? From us. Our tax dollars. Okay? And that little iPad thing that he got that he could write on the screen, I need to see what that is. I need to get that. I think that's going to be my next little gadget and toy. I could write on the screen. I like that. I hope AC is watching. AC, if you know what that is, hit me up. Let me know what that is. I'll be the first to get that thing.
Before we get paid for the hard work that we put in, the government gets paid first from our hard-earned money, and then we get the leftovers after the IRS. All right? And so to really understand all of this,
Yes, Doug Stevens, robbing us blind. Yes, it's been like that. We just now understanding what it is, but yes, robbing us blind.
I need y'all to understand what kind of taxes are we paying. I want to break it down for you. So when
And you know what's crazy? A lot of us, we looking at our checks and don't even be knowing. You just look at how much you made. But y'all got to really take the time and look at y'all's pay stubs and really see what you're actually paying. Start paying attention.
when we say taxes, so y'all can really understand all this, there's about 8 of them that I really want to break down. All right, so here's number 1. It's going to be your income taxes. I can't see my iPad. There it is. Okay. Income taxes. All right. Number 2, it is going to be payroll taxes. That is wrong because I can't see it. Hold on a minute, y'all. Let me turn up my iPad. There we go. Y'all might see a green thing on my face, but it's all good. All right. So we have payroll. All right, payroll. Income taxes is what I just said. You work Monday through Friday. You work Saturday, Sunday. You're going to pay income taxes on that. Are you going to pay income taxes on that? Number 2 is going to be payroll taxes, right? So for an example, I have a business and I actually have to pay taxes on top of you paying income tax. That's payroll tax. All right. All right. You all are saying has my iPad? Y'all can't hear me? Yeah, limit your voice. Oh, okay. Let me see if I turn down my audio. I don't know what's been going on with my audio. Is that better? Is that better? Let me know if that's better, y'all. I don't know what's going on with my audio.
You good? Come on.
Let me see something here. Let me just. I'm gonna lower down because I hear y'all saying be quiet. Per se, right? You're supposed to pay taxes on the capital gains that you have. Another.
So cap gains or capital gains tax is those taxes that you pay if you into stocks, if you're holding a stock and then you decide to sell to take profit, you're supposed to pay a tax on the profits that you've sold, because it's capital gains, meaning it's money that you didn't have before. You made it in the stock market, so now Uncle Sam needs his cut. And you see how crazy it is. They want to cut in everything that you're doing. Like it's nothing that you make. You could say it's only mine. They need their cut.
Another one that's common with all of us is property tax. All right. So if you've purchased a home, if you purchase a home, you got to pay property taxes on that property every single year. I'm getting somewhere with this, y'all. So just flow with me as you all are getting this. Number 5 is going to be what I say, sales. Yeah, sales tax. All right. So this is if you go to Walmart, if you go to the grocery store, if you go somewhere and you are buying something, anything that you buy, you pay taxes on that. Here's an interesting one that I don't know if a lot of you all know this, but it's called a sin tax, which is so interesting to me.
Y'all ever heard of that? Like I didn't hear about that until he was saying it. A sin tax. A sin tax? Let's see what that's about.
That there's a sin tax. Someone put in the chat right now if you know what a sin tax means. Okay. Someone put in the chat right now and let me know if you know what a sin tax means. Sin tax. So what does a sin tax mean? Syntax. So syntax is this. It's simply this. Let's say lottery. Let's say cigarettes. Like they tax you more on something that the government really doesn't like, right? They really don't like, the lottery, which I think they do like the lottery because so many of people waste their money, waste their hard-earned money on that. But y'all, they tax that stuff extra crazy so they can make profit on it. It's like if you win the lottery, oh my gosh, the taxes on that is absolutely crazy. And then the last one that we're going to get to tonight is going to be the tariffs. All right. All right, I think I spelled that wrong. Yeah, I spelled it wrong. So it's gonna be the tariffs. All right, so I spelled it wrong, but it's all good. All right, and so I want y'all to understand what exactly is happening on tonight. All right, this is something I really want y'all to understand. Now, let me make sure that I have you all correctly. Give me a minute. Give me a minute on that. There it is. All right, bet. All right. This is going to drive me crazy. Let me make sure I have this right. TARIFFS. All right. All right. So this is exactly what I want y'all to understand. All right. So follow me here. Do y'all understand where I'm at? I want to make sure I break this down for everybody. And forgive me for those of you all who know all this stuff. Hey, cool, great. You can sign up. I really want to break this down for my newbies who are trying to understand what exactly is happening. I really want y'all to understand what's happening. So these are some of the taxes. These are not even all of the taxes that we pay. You have like corporation taxes, but I wanted to give you all stuff that you all will actually see. Like you have an income. If you have an income, you pay taxes on it. All right. There's also payroll tax. If you have like an LLC or a company like myself, I got to pay taxes on top of that. Capital gains tax. If you capital gains tax is pretty much if you make a profit from a investment, you got to pay capital gains taxes on that, especially in the first year, right? Property taxes. If you go and you buy a property, you got to pay property taxes on that every year. I don't know about y'all, but in the state of Maryland, it is ridiculously high.
And it's crazy because somebody in the chat from Maryland said I think the tax was 17%. Good Lord.
And then you have sales tax. Anytime you buy anything, a piece of gum or some water. I just had some books shipped to North Carolina this weekend, and depending on where you stay, sales taxes are pretty much they're higher. I had to pay sales taxes on top of shipping, and on top of this, the books. I had to pay taxes on the books. It was crazy, right? And so I had to pay sales tax. It was just insane, right? Then you have sin tax. Sin tax is anything that the government really doesn't like. They call it a sin. They're going to tax you like crazy. Then the last one is going to be called tariffs. So let's break this down. Donald Trump is proposing, and he really,
So let's pay attention to this, right?
let me get this change this color. Let me see if I can change this color. Hold on. Yeah, I can't change this color. I don't know if this is going to work. But he wants to get rid of the income tax. Donald Trump wants to get rid of the income tax. He wants to get this gone. So simply, let's break it down. So when you see your federal taxes come out, what Donald Trump is saying, he no longer wants to see you all, us all, the state of America, have to pay income taxes. What he wants, though, is he wants to see the tariffs go up.
So y'all heard that? This is what he wants, right? Going back to what was actually instituted back in before 1913. Get rid of income tax, but we gonna put the tariffs, right? So the tariffs will now pay or cover what we weren't or what we were paying before. Okay, listen to this.
He wants to see the tariffs go up. He wants to tax the tariffs more money and get rid of the income tax. Now, I did a little bit of research. I have it up on my screen. I want y'all to understand this. Last year, let me see if I can get this on the other side of the screen.
Let me actually put this link in the chat so y'all could actually have it as well too. I'm gonna do that for y'all.
I think I can. In 2024, so y'all can understand the income tax. Let me see if I can get this over my head. Will I get this over my head? I can. Look at that. All right. So from 2024, what was the numbers over here? 2024, the IRS collected, watch this, $5.1 trillion in income taxes.
Y'all see that, brothers and sisters? Look how much money let me put this in the chat for y'all. Look how much money that they've collected in income tax. They've collected 5.1 trillion. And mind you, the debt is around 2 to 3 trillion dollars. The money that they collected on income tax alone would have covered the US debt. Basically. But did it? No, it didn't. Let me go back because I put the link in the chat for y'all so y'all could go and watch this on your own time. I'm not gonna play the whole video. It's like 40 something minutes, but he breaking it down really good. That's why I wanted to play it.
So this is all about income. They collected $5.1 trillion in income taxes and then had to pay back, what was that number? Over $500 billion in refund. So they collected $5.1 trillion total and only paid back $500 billion to you.
That's basically nothing that they gave us back from what they collected. Usury at its finest, brothers and sisters. And this is why this place gotta go, man. This is why the Most High is like, if we could have healed it, it would have been healed, because what y'all, this is some underhand, backhand, sleight of hand movement that's going on in the government right now. Y'all collected $5.1 trillion and only paid us back $5 billion in total. So when y'all be running to get y'all to file your income tax at the end of the year, at the beginning of the year, oh my gosh, I'm getting back 4,000, I'm getting back 6,000. You go and spend that thing on a car, and that car get repossessed the next week. Who's really winning? Who's really winning? Me, I want my money up front. I don't care about no dang income taxes. All right?
your money, of your hard-earned money. Pause. I'm going to pause right there. They collected 5.1 trillion. They didn't even refund half. But they did pay back 500 billion. And a lot of us specifically within African American and Black community, we get excited about a refund check. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm gonna speak for me. I do not get excited about a refund check. I actually get excited about cutting them a check. Because that means for the entire year, I was able to spend that money on to producing my business, paying Black employees, paying Black contractors, investing into other assets that's going to then produce more income for me. And because I invested in other assets, because I paid back employees, I can now write that off and I do not have to pay taxes on that money. So now, because at the beginning of every single year, which I haven't done it this year yet, I need to do it. I'm gonna be honest. I do, but I gotta do it the first quarter. Within the first quarter, okay, I do a tax strategy plan with my people. So I sit down and tell them, hey, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to build. This is direction of my company. So we come up with a legal, ethical, moral, and spiritual, because I'm a Christian, way on how do we pay very minimum in taxes. So my goal is that at the beginning of every single quarter, when I got to pay my taxes, I'm paying them bare minimum. So let's say, for an example, I made $5 million. The most I want to legally, ethically, morally, and spiritually pay is about $250,000 to $500,000. So that way I keep the bulk of my money. But we within our community, we get excited because we want to get some of that 500 billion. You see this right here? Yeah, right here. We want to get some of this 500 billion. Rather than how do we keep our money, put it inside of a high yield savings account. Rather than how do we keep that money, go invest it into other assets. And how do we keep the money and invest it into this tax system that allows us to write it off. So let's get back to the basics. 2024, they collected $5.1 trillion. They refunded back $500 billion. That's just rough numbers. I'm guessing off the top of my head. He got about $4.6 trillion left, right?
Now look at this. This is what they got left from after what they paid us, right?
Left. So now what Donald Trump is trying to do, he's trying to, I can't really do it on my screen yet. I'm still learning this whole thing, y'all. What he's trying to do is come over here. Let me get the blue and get this to go up. I really couldn't find any real good numbers on how much money, because I was looking online to do my research, like how much money did we make in 2024 when it came to tariffs, and I really didn't understand that. But let me break this down. What does tariffs mean for the individuals who may be new to understanding this concept?
All right, so he's just gonna go into the explaining it, but you guys gotta watch this on your own time. But it's ridiculous, brothers and sisters, how much they make from taxing us, the whole country in total. 5.1 trillion, and they only paid back 500 billion of that, and they look how much they still have in the bank. Now, where's all of that money going to? Who is it going to? What is it being used for? And this is the reason why they're trying to stop him. They're trying to stop Donald Trump from looking into the government spending. Because with $4.6 trillion, why is the country still in the deficit? Matter of fact, let me do this. Let me show you how I'll do this real quick. With 4.6 trillion, matter of fact, keep that in mind. With $4.6 trillion, how is the company, or how is this country, I could say country, still in the deficit? And we're going to come back. But before we do that, I got to play a word from my sponsor so that way you guys can know how do you get all this information, Deacon Hazak. I'm going to tell you how. Here you go.
Are you tired of reading the Bible and not really understanding what it means? Yo, you know you're reading the book upside down? I need a teacher. I got the perfect solution for you. The Hebrew and Bible Academy got you all covered. There, You'll learn the original Hebrew language with Elder Loya, groundbreaking news from around the world with Elder Shapat, and all new up-to-date lessons, including ancient history with Elder Rakar. Visit us at historytimes.org and enroll there. The Hebrew and Bible Academy. You're invited.
Yes. The Hebrew and Bible Academy, brothers and sisters. I know y'all like how I plug that in, but here it is. The Hebrew and Bible Academy, brothers and sisters, is starting this Sunday, February 16th. It's not too late to enroll. Today's Thursday. You got Friday, right? So try to get in before Friday. And, worst case scenario, you still got Saturday. The admin team will work hard to get you in. But we have the new session, the new installment of the Hebrew Bible Academy starting this Sunday, February 16th at 9 a.m. You don't want to miss it. We got the conversational Hebrew with Elder Loya. Then we got the news with Elder Shapai and Elder Rakar with his commentary. And we also have the main in-depth lesson with Elder Rakar and Elder Loya. Man, you don't want to miss out, right? You see the theme of this new installment of the Hebrew Bible Academy is the War of the Gods. You heard it, the War of the Gods. We're going to go into that, right? The origin of angels, the reason Adam fell, the true understanding of the Antichrist, the true doctrine of the Gentiles or to the Gentiles, and more live interviews, brothers and sisters. You don't want to miss this Hebrew and Bible Academy. Visit us at historytimes.org and enroll. You don't want to miss out. You don't want to miss out. And shout out to another sponsor, right? Here it goes, Judah Wear, Proven Wear, all of that good stuff, right? From fasting to fitness, man. From Proven, right? You want to check out and support our brothers and sisters with the fashion, with the drip. And another thing before we get back into the conversation, if y'all watching this, and I was supposed to do this from last Passover, but last Passover, and I can't remember the brother's name, from KD Naturals. If y'all know who this brother is or sister who owns this particular brand, and what's crazy is I was looking through one of my bags and I found this. I'm like, yo, I forgot this brother gave it to me, and I'm trying it out. It's lip balm. I know y'all can't see it. It's crazy. My lighting is kind of crazy, but KD Naturals, right? The lip balm. I need to find their website. I need to find out who they are because I want to get more stuff from them. This thing is, your lips is dry, your lips is chapped. You got some KD Naturals right here. You know what I mean? Never go chap again. Never. I'm gonna make that I should make that a commercial. Never go chap again, and then smile, right? But praise the Most High for KD Naturals, and I'm pretty sure they got other good, blessed things on their website or on their page, whatever. I want to shout them out, man. Help me find these people. I'm bad with memory, right? Yeah. And another thing too, real quick before I forget, brothers and sisters, please help us lift up in prayer from the New Jersey body, a brother and Elder Amath from the New Jersey body, not Bishop Amath in Philly. We're talking about a brother named Amath in New Jersey, right? Please, everybody, if you can, lift up his name in prayer. He's unstable with his breathing, and I'm hearing that they're trying to resuscitate him. So if you guys could lift up his name in prayer, that'd be good. Barak Rapah, brother and Elder Amath from New Jersey. So please do us that favor, brothers and sisters. Please lift them up. When one part of the body is in pain, we all in pain, right? We're one body. So yeah. All right, let's continue with the broadcast, right? But yeah. So the U.S. government collected $5.1 trillion. They gave us back $5 billion in income tax, which is pennies, and they still have $4.6 billion. They still have $4.6 billion as a surplus. So now I want to show you this. Put this on the screen real quick. So look on your screen right here. You guys could all do this yourself. You could go to the website. you could go to the US. It's called the usdebtclock.org. usdebtclock.org. It's a such thing. And I want you guys to see this. This is crazy. Hold on. Can I make this bigger? I can't even make the screen. Oh, I could. I don't want to make it too big. Right? So look, this is the US national debt. As you can see, is just going up as we're speaking. So the US debt, what is this? Okay, we got hundreds, we got thousands, 100,000. Wait, we got hundreds, 100,000, millions, billions. So all right, 36 trillion right now. You see that? That's the debt. 36 trillion. Right? US federal spending is 7 trillion. So they're a part of this cause. Right? So 7 trillion in federal spending, and it is going up. US federal spending actual, or the actual. So this is the actual number right here. And I think they just updated this. They got the Doge clock. So this is how much they've actually saved thus far, which is 92 billion. That's good. I guess they doing what they're supposed to be doing. So the US federal budget deficit, yeah, it's 2 trillion. Right? So with that 4.6 trillion that they have as a surplus would have been able to cover this federal budget deficit that we're in. I mean, it wouldn't be able to tackle the actual debt, which is 36 trillion. Good Lord. But the federal budget, it would have been able to cover it to put us above water. And that's the question that they're asking, like, yo, where have this money gone? So look, boom, it's even right here. Look at this. Look at this. The U.S. federal tax revenue. This is how much they have in the revenue from what they collected from us, brothers and sisters. 5 trillion and 24 billion 688 million and counting. This is how much money that the federal government has collected from U.S. citizens. Right? Revenue per citizen. So roughly per citizen, each of us is paying about 14,000 in taxes, federal taxes. Some of us even more. So this is what they collected from each citizen, roughly. Total state revenue is 2 trillion. Total local revenue, 2 trillion. Right? So on and on and on and on again. What they're paying in workers' compensation, that goes into the debt as well too. Look, payroll tax revenue, 1 trillion. So everything is being logged. So, and I did something, I wanted to show y'all this as well too. Nah, what am I doing? Let me go back. All right, so you can see this prompt right here. Got a time machine right here, right? So now let's go. Look. So it looks like every 4 to 5 years, they put up the count. Yeah, every 4 years, they show you the debt. So in 2016, let's go to 2016. What was it at 2016? The national debt, I don't know, you guys could see it. I'm gonna read it for you. The national debt in 2016 was I wouldn't say only, but it was 19,000. Right? So it's almost doubled from 2016 to now. Right? Let's go back. So now look. So we're in 2025, right? 2025, the national debt is 36 trillion. Now let's look at this. Let's look at 2029 at the end of his term. And you see where it says budget shutdown 2029? That's interesting, right? So look at this. So at the rate that we're going, at the rate the U.S. is going, by 2029, the national U.S. debt would be what? 47 trillion. That's in 4 years. In 4 years, we would have piled up 11 trillion extra more dollars at the rate we're going. right? The debt per citizen would be 133,000, roughly. See that? And the U.S. spending would have gone up tremendously. They would have collected more money from us. Inflation. 7 trillion they would have collected from U.S. citizens. See, income tax would go up. Instead of us paying right now 14,000, each individual will be paying up to 21,000 in taxes. How would we survive if $21,000 is coming out of your hard-earned money? Think about that. So this is by 2029. The total revenue that they will have as a surplus will be 3 trillion. All right? You see it here. Tariff tax revenue. So they would have made, let me see what this, 55 billion off of tariffs. Right? And that would you see, this is how much they would make of tariffs. But what Trump want to do, he want to actually raise this number to absorb this number. Right? I just wanted to show you. I felt like this calculator is this, or we call this debt clock. It was very interesting. And look at this. I didn't show you this. The world debt clock. There's a world debt clock. Look at this. The United States lead the world in debt. Did y'all know that? I don't think y'all knew that. So this is the world debt clock. So we have the United States, right? And look at the population. The population of the United States is only 334 million compared to China. Look at China. China got a billion people that live over there. Good Lord. And we spend more than China. We got the national debt for the United States is 36, while China's debt is 15 trillion. Germany's debt is 3 trillion. You see how low. So the United States is spending some money here. And they're, Trump and them boys, they just trying to figure out where is this money, where are we spending this money at? You know what? Let's look at the books. But the other powers that be was like, nah, y'all can't look at these books. So basically, we're not making. So this is the GDP, gross domestic product production. This is how much we make, or the country makes, 29 trillion. But it's not enough to cover the debt. It could be enough if they would use some of that income tax money to cover the spending, but they're not doing that. They're siphoning the money out of this country. I want y'all to pay attention to this. And look at China. China's national debt is 15 trillion, but they're not upside down in debt. They're actually positive because look how much they bring in. They bring in 3 trillion more than what they're spending. Look, every other country, almost every other country. Germany, they're in debt 3 trillion, but they bring in 4 trillion. So it balances out. Japan is crazy. Japan is 11, they only bring in 4 trillion, so they about to go belly up soon. Right? And this is now we see why, it makes sense. Why Trump 6 days ago sat down with the king of Japan. Look, y'all in trouble too. Let's cut a deal. See? You see how you can make sense of what's going on when you follow the money? So Japan is in trouble. Who else he just met with? India. Right? Oh, India's making money right here. India is good. Now Indonesia, that's Indonesia. I want to find India. Or is Indonesia? Is Indonesia part of India? I'm not too good with the maps and all of that. I believe so. But they're doing good. But the United States leads the world. It sounds crazy, but the United States lead the world in debt. But all of this is just infighting, brothers and sisters. Because why? You gotta follow the money. Edom's following the money. They gotta get paid. But this country is going belly up. This is the reason why there's so much infighting. That's why I'm saying don't get caught up. Although what they're saying, what you hear Elon Musk saying, what you're hearing Donald Trump saying, all we want to know is find out what's going on with the money. It's unfortunate that they're making so much money from your tax dollars. But they've been doing that. But why now, out of all time periods of history, y'all care about what we're paying in taxes? And I'm telling y'all, it's always a bait and switch type of thing. They gotta suck us in to make us feel like, yo, we care about y'all. Yo, help us fight against this machine when they're the machine. You understand what I'm saying? Look at this. Look at this. So Elon Musk goes in and he speaks to the world, the WEF. He's speaking to the World Economic Forum. He's speaking to diplomats from all over the world. Mind you, he's an unelected official. He haven't been elected to any position for the United States, but he has enough pull to speak to world diplomats in a t-shirt. My man is wearing a t-shirt and his t-shirt says tech support. Yo, yo, now I can see why John was shown that they would hate this place. This is who y'all got controlling the money. This is who y'all got. Yo, let's take a look at this.
Useful goods and services, which increases the standard of living and well-being of the average American.
And you usually have one key target that you aim to achieve in every single endeavor that you have. So SpaceX is make humanity a multiplanetary species. With Tesla, it's ushering an era of sustainable travel. What is the one main goal for government efficiency that you have for yourself? Is it saving money? Is it doing something else? What is the one main task that you have for yourself?
Yeah, so there's a few ways to describe it, but the actions end up being the same, which is like reducing the size of government and making the government much more accountable to the people, I think is going to lead to a better outcome for the people.
You already said reducing the size of the government. Basically, all of these so-called departments that's been created is hundreds of departments that's siphoning money from the country. So you want to downsize. Basically, the company is downsizing because it's like what any company would do, right? You got all these employees, but you're not making no money, so we gotta cut staff. That's basically what they're trying to do, right? So he said, cut down the government employees, right? So that way it'll benefit the citizens of the country.
What I've said is that we really have here rule of the bureaucracy as opposed to rule of the people, democracy. So we want to restore rule of the people. And so what that means is reducing the size of the federal government, basically reducing regulation. There's a tremendous amount of over-regulation that's happened over time. This is an inevitable consequence of a long period of prosperity, is that you're going to get more and more rules and regulations, more laws accumulate over time. And the normal forcing function for getting rid of rules and regulations is war. So it needs to be some kind of existential war where you have to do a reset in order to avoid being defeated in a war.
You have to do a reset.
Literally, throughout history, has been the main forcing function for clearing out an accumulation of laws and regulation. In the absence of that, every year you get more laws and regulations until eventually everything is illegal and nothing is permitted. And that's sort of the situation we have these days. So the aspiration here is a reduction in regulation and reduction in government spending such that the economy is able to grow faster. Maybe the economy can grow at 4 or 5% potentially in terms of real useful goods and services output. And then government spending can be reduced by about 3 or 4% of the economy, maybe $1 trillion or more. And the net effect of that would be no inflation from 2025 to 2026. So that would be quite remarkable. And also,
so he said he said no inflation, trying to cut inflation for 2025 and 2026. That's next year, by next year. So they have a plan for this administration for the next 4 years, but other powers that be, according to what they're saying with what's called the bureaucracy, they're standing in the way of what they're trying to do. So I don't know if he's speaking to the other powers that be, the other world leaders, to help in this initiative, or is he trying to get approval? Because why are you speaking to these people?
If the U.S. government is buying less debt, which I think will be the case, if the deficit drops from 2 trillion to 1 trillion, then there'll be 1 trillion less debt that the government needs to buy, which will drop, of course, interest rates to drop significantly. And that means people's mortgage payments, car payments, credit card payments, student loans, whatever debt they have, their debt payments will be less. So I think this is something that will benefit the average American. I think some of the things we're doing also will be helpful.
Is it really to benefit us? And I do believe that, there'll be some, but within any administration, Democrat, Republican, whatever it is, there will always be something to help the people out. Yeah. But it's like a give and take kind of thing. Like they'll give this, but I'm taking this also though. So I'm going to give you this, but I'm going to take this. Right? There's like a pacifying type of thing. But what if this is the window of opportunity that the Most High is allowed? Because like we read in Revelation 17, it said the Most High has put it in their heart to do this. So what if this is the window of opportunity for us to like take a step back and look like, okay, I see what's going on here. Let me make this play. Let me make this also. Let me also make this play. Let me cut back on this, so that way I could be ahead of what they're planning. Because we played last week, how your boy what's his name, Schwab, what was his name? I forgot his name. That German guy, Klaus Schwab. Almost forgot his name. He got such a weird name, can't forget it. Klaus Schwab. He said by 2030 you would own nothing and you will be happy with it. I don't know about y'all, but that don't fit well with me. It don't sit well with me. What do you mean I'm not gonna own anything? I'm gonna be happy about it. What? So could this administration be this small little window of opportunity to get things done? Because like at the end of the day, they're not for us anyways. They're not for our good. They're looking out for themselves. That's how Edom. That's how they roll. They're looking out for themselves. They want to get a piece of the pie from this sinking ship, all they doing is just throwing us a little bone and saying, yeah, this is what we giving y'all. Do what y'all gotta do with it, because when it's all said and done, we out of here. And this is why it would be entirely on us if we don't capitalize on their infighting.
Hopefully helpful to other countries, because with the new administration, there's less interest in interfering with the affairs of other countries. I think the times the United States has been kind of pushy in international affairs, which may resonate with a number of members of the audience. And I think we should, in general, leave other countries to their own business.
And and not for nothing, I've been saying that for years. Like, why get involved in other nations' matters? Let them fight. Let them do what they're doing. Why are you sending aid? Why are you sending them money? Like, we need money here. Like, what? We broke. What you sending money over there for? So I've been saying that for years. Like, just leave the other nations alone. Like, let them operate. But they can't do that.
And basically, America should mind its own business rather than push for regime change all over the place. So I think this is probably a good thing for other countries too.
So instead of waiting for a war to happen, you went to war against the bureaucracy in the government.
Yes, we're essentially just with the support and direction of President Trump.
Wait, hold on. Let me play that back again, because I want to hear what this guy asked him. I'm gonna play it back just a little bit.
Yes, we're essentially just with the support.
Hold on.
good thing for other countries too.
So instead of waiting for a war to happen, you went to war against the bureaucracy in the government.
Yes.
So clearly, you can see what I've been saying is right on point. It's infighting. He said, instead of warring outside of the country, you want to war against the bureaucracy in the government. He's like, essentially, yes. So it's not hard to basically figure it out if you take the time and actually look at what they're saying and look into the money. We could understand what's actually happening behind the closed doors if you just pay attention. I didn't need him to tell me that they're infighting. I could just see it by what they're talking about and what they're saying. You're talking about this secret bureaucracy. Who are these people in this bureaucracy that's stopping you? So basically, he just confirmed it out of his own mouth that there's infighting. But the infighting is about money. It's not about, and that's what I'm trying to say. They're not looking out for us. They could care less. But the fact that they want a piece of the pie now, it's affecting their pockets. All right, to complete that game, let's just turn the people against them. So it's infighting. It's a money grab. They're trying to see. They trying to get the last bits of the crumbs because the world, the rest of the world has already sucked this place dry. Revelation 17, Revelations 18. See, we can make sense of Revelations through the politics, through the financial, just paying attention to what's going on around y'all. You see how close we are in prophecy.
Essentially, just with the support and direction of President Trump, we are reducing the size of the bureaucracy, getting rid of excess regulatory regulations. And there's also so many agencies and regulatory authorities that they actually step on each other's feet. It's kind of like having a sports game where there are too many referees on the field, like more referees than players at times.
See? Further confirming the infighting. Too much people have power. Too much people getting paid. Right? Too many people is an imbalance.
So that would be a silly game if the players can't pass the ball without hitting a referee. But it's kind of getting to that point in the U.S. So there's roughly 450 federal agencies of one kind or another. That's more agencies. That's almost an average of 2 agencies per year since the formation of the United States. So, I mean, how many agencies do you really need to run a country? Not 450. That's
450 agencies within the federal government. You don't need that much. But all these agencies is front pieces for when they're writing these bogus checks and taking money from the government. It looked like it's going to an agency that's helping the country, but there's no footprint as to where this money has gone. Like, there's no trail. Like, okay, y'all spent this. Okay, this particular agency spent $5 million last year on what? And when they go back and check, well, there's nothing here. So where did the $5 million go? Like, they've been doing this for years. This is why this country is such in debt. Is so much in debt. And now that the ship is almost about to sink, they're trying to get the last piece of it. And there's another power struggle who's trying to hold on to power and hold on to the money.
That's for sure.
And how do you guarantee that all the incredible achievements that you aim to have in terms of savings, in terms of impacting the lives of the American people, are not going to be reversed in 4 years? Typically, the cycle gets reversed every 4 years. Do you think it's going to be so impactful that it won't be reversed? Is there any ways that you can?
Jay Negron says it went to Israel and Ukraine. Part of it, not all of it, but some of that money went there too.
Ensure that the progress is going to be continuous.
Well, I think we do need to delete entire agencies as opposed to leave part of them behind. Because if you leave part of them behind, it's easy. It's kind of like leaving a weed. If you don't remove the roots of the weed, then it's easy for the weed to grow back. But if you remove the roots of the weed, it doesn't stop weeds from ever growing back, but it makes it harder.
So he said we got to delete a lot of these agencies within the federal government. I mean, it's clear. All of this money that's being spent and the country is sinking, right? But it's part of what's going on. It's part of this place going away or being destroyed, right? We can actually see it from a political sense as to what the Most High was saying biblically, right? How they would suck this place dry, they would hate the whore, they would burn it, right? All of these countries who've made money so deliciously with her, right? Double unto her portion, right? All this money that this place made with all of these nations, right? Double, give unto her double. That's what the Most High said. Look at this. I also want to show this as well too. This is funny, right? Tracking Trump's executive orders. Look at this. The start of, and this is from NBC News, mainstream media. It says, the start of Trump's second term has been marked by a flurry of executive orders aimed at fundamentally reshaping the government and American life. See, what's the reshaping of the government? What are they trying to do? It's the fight. They're fighting against that so-called bureaucracy. It's the infighting, right? It says here, let me see if I can make it bigger. I can, yes. It says here, there was something I wanted to read here. It says, right here. It says, Trump has signed more than 60 executive orders as of February 12th, the most in a president's first 100 days in more than 40 years. 60 executive orders. The most within the first 100 days. And it hasn't been 100 days yet. So he's going to sign more. Okay? He's signed the most so far in the last 40 years. My thing is like, what's the rush? Huh? What's the rush? Mind you, he got 4 years to try to grab this money. He got 4 years to do and to put in place whatever he can before he's out the way and before the next administration is there. And by that time, it's 2030. Debt ceiling will be, would be unmanageable at that point. And then they got to do what's called, I believe they're going to do what's called a reset, because financially, how are we going to pay back this debt? How are we going to accrue this money? Y'all not even stopping the spending that y'all doing on the low. So if y'all can't put a stop to that, then this country is doomed to fail. But it's all Bible prophecy. It's all Bible prophecy. Let me read that one more time. What the Most High said. Right? Like the Most High said. Right? Like the Most High said. The Most High said in Revelation 17 and 16, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. Right? And shall make her desolate and naked. How are they doing that? We're seeing how they doing that. We're seeing how we're seeing it firsthand, how they're making this place desolate. All of this money that's being funneled out of the U.S. government. If a country doesn't have no money, how can it run? You don't have no money. You don't have no money to supply your army. If you don't have a standing army, you don't have a country. So it said the 10 horns will make her desolate first, make her naked, strip her bare, and shall eat her flesh. That's talking about taking everything, leaving just the bones. And then what? Yeah, burn her. Yeah, we done. But what verse 17 said? It said, for the Most High have put it in their hearts to what? To fulfill his will. So it was the Most High's will for this to happen anyways. This is why we can't get caught up in what's going on and what's happening. Oh my gosh, look what they're doing, what we gonna eat, what we gonna stay with. Most High got that already figured out. This is the reason why he's already given us the play already. He's already showing us what they're doing to get us in front of it. Like how he did with Joseph in Egypt. Like he did he did it time and time and time again. He's always gonna preserve his chosen. While the current country that they're living in is being destroyed and being taken down by him, he's gonna preserve his remnant. We are that remnant. Y'all gotta believe that. And I'm not just saying, and let me also make this clear too. You're not the remnant because you know you Israel. Whoop-de-dee-doo. You're not the remnant just because you know you're Israel. You are the remnant if you are sealed as an Israelite. And that sealing starts with Christ, starts with baptism. So I don't care how much scriptures you could break down. I don't care how long your fringes is. It could be down to your boots that you're making people kiss. I don't care how much that's right you saying on the corner. I don't care about none of that. I don't care how your garments look. I don't care what kind of army you look like out there. If you ain't talking about baptism, you ain't talking about nothing. I don't even want to talk. We're not even talking. There's nothing for me to talk to you about. That's why if I ever come across any other brothers from any other camp or whatever the case is, the topic of discussion ain't gonna be about nothing else but baptism. I'm not debating you about the name. I'm not debating you about should we wear fringes. I'm not debating you about any laws. We talking about baptism. We gonna start right there. And if we can't talk about that, there's nothing for us to talk about. Because I'm talking to a dead man. Like what am I talking to you about? Like me debating you on laws and scriptures is just me flexing my knowledge. I don't have time to flex knowledge. That's not saving me. Knowledge puffeth up. Knowledge is not saving me. So I'm not debating nobody on no websites. I'm not going back and forth with nobody on no chats. Nah. Baptism. What's your take on baptism? Oh, we don't gotta do it. It's just a bath. All right. Next. We got souls to save. We got people to really wake up here. Like, what are y'all doing? It don't make no dang sense. Right? Where was that now? So they will hate the whore. Okay? And we got this window of opportunity here. And I'm gonna play this video right here. Shout out to Officer Roger. I seen him. He posted this earlier today, and I took a look at it. But I want y'all to look at this, man. The Amish know what's coming. Do you? Let's take a look at that. Kevin Judah says, the baptism of John, was it from heaven or is it of men? Right. That's a great question right there. Was the baptism of John from heaven or was it from men? Huh? Christ stumped the Pharisees with that one question right there. But nonetheless, we're moving right along from that. The Amish, they know what's coming. Right? They know what's coming. Look.
We're going to get right into it. I'm going to take you guys out here and I'm going to give you guys one of the Amish warnings again. Oh my goodness. I was just talking.
And please hit that like button, brothers and sisters. Please drive the likes, because the only reason why we say that is not because we want to feel good. Because you guys like the video. Nah, your likes and your interactions with the channel will make YouTube suggest this particular broadcast to other people that needs to see it. So do us a favor, when you just come in, just hit that like button. Share it as well too.
Talking to Noah. Remember the last time we did this? He gave you guys a good heads up about the eggs and the chickens and all the cost of them and everything. And
that's crazy. I didn't even see that video, but I'm gonna go and check out that video, because interesting enough, matter of fact, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna play the video, but interestingly enough, take a look at this. Take a look at this. Hold on. Take a look at this. Take a look at this. And it's funny that he made a video about that. Okay, get out of here. All right, look. And this was on the 7th. This was last week. Right? Live poultry markets ordered shut in New York City due to avian flu outbreak. So they targeting the chickens here in New York. So what Governor Kathy Hochul did was she stopped all of the live chicken stores in New York from selling. And they weren't able to sell. I think it was from last week until tomorrow, which is this Friday. Stopping the production and the selling of live chickens in New York. Right? So, and he called it in that video. He called it. That's crazy. Let me go back to that video. He called it, and he made that video 2 years ago. And look, they coming after the chickens here in New York because they understand once you have chickens, you got food. Can't have you having your own food. You got to come to us. Remember, by 2030, we supposed to have nothing and be happy with it. So we can't let you have and go and buy live chicken and have food on deck. Amish warning about chickens and eggs. So they got some so-called avian flu going on with the chickens.
Scarcity, and then sure enough, we broke right into it. And now you guys have probably watched that over the time on how that all broke loose, right? Well, I was just talking to him the other day, and he's telling me about how they're having meetings right now about this new digital currency. And I'm out here having lambs and everything right now, so I had to come out and check on everybody, make sure they got water going into the night. We had a little bit of snow, and the temperatures are cold. And yeah, we got 2 babies here. Let's go check them out. There, she's got her 2 new little babies with her. They're getting their first little bit of milk. And she's going to kind of stay away from everybody for a
Homesteading. If it be the Most High,
little while.
Homesteading.
They make her a little bit nervous, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if you guys are following. Oh, hold on. Let me go make sure they got something to do over here. There's our ram right there, big boy. Make sure they got good water going. But like I was saying, I don't know if you guys are following this stuff or not, but I posted a little bit of a clip where, you know, President Trump's saying that he's going to have these data centers are going to need their own power source because our grid is pretty fragile and they could be taken out, right? And for AI and everything to work the way they want it to, here, listen for yourself.
To see is rapid approvals. We're going to give very rapid approvals in the United States, like with the AI plans, talking to many people want to build them. That's going to be a very big thing. We're going to build electric generating facilities. They are going to build. I'm going to get them the approval. Under emergency declaration, I can get the approvals done myself without having to go through years of waiting. And the big problem is we need double the energy we currently have in the United States. Can you imagine? For AI to really be as big as we want to have it, because it'll be very competitive with China and others. So I'm going to give emergency declarations so that they can start building them almost immediately.
And the thing with these power plants, and remember I mentioned it last week, if you was paying attention, that one of the people who's running the Department of Doge with Elon Musk, he has a company. He's the CEO of this company, of this cloud mining software company. And all of that have something to do with it. It's all tied to each other, right? The AI needs power to be ran. This big old computer, supercomputer, this big old hub that everybody's supposed to be connected to. So they got to build these grids with power enough to have as much capacity to hold this much AI or this much people walking around with chips, seamless information and energy. So all of that have something to do with each other. So everything that they bringing in is for the plan, the agenda.
And I think it was largely my idea because nobody thought this was possible. It wasn't that they were not smart, because they're the smartest, but I told them that what I want you to do is build your electric generating plant right next to your plant as a separate building, connected. And they said, wow, you're kidding. And I said, no, I'm not kidding. You don't have to hook into the grid, which is old and, could be taken out. If it's taken out, they wouldn't have any way to get any electricity. So we are going to allow them to go on a very rapid basis to build their plant, build the electric generating plant. They can fuel it with anything they want, and they may have coal as a backup, good, clean coal. If there were a problem with a pipe coming in, as an example, you're going with gas, oil or gas, and a pipe gets blown up or for some reason doesn't work. There are some companies in the U.S. that have coal sitting right by the plant so that
I gotta get to the meat because he's just talking.
Well, Thor's trying to rub on me. I had to move away from him a little bit. But he was at the AI Super Conference, and he was talking about all the electricity they're going to be requiring. Check out this clip.
We stand now at the frontier of an AI industry that is hungry for reliable power and high-quality semiconductors. Yet too many of our friends are deindustrializing on the one hand and chasing reliable power out of their nations and off their grids with the other.
And that's talking about how these US-based companies like Nvidia, Microsoft, right? They, and during the pandemic, there was a chip shortage. All of these technologies, the chips for these processors, right, come from China. They have to outsource it, so they have to buy it from overseas so we could power our devices here, and they want to stop all of that, right?
The AI future is not going to be won by hand-wringing about safety. It will be won by building, from reliable power plants to the manufacturing facilities that can produce the chips of the future. Now, at a personal level,
the chips of the future.
Excites me most about AI is that it is grounded in the real and the physical economy. The success of the sector isn't just a matter of smart people sitting in front of a computer screen and coding. It depends on those who work with their hands. Even as robotics will change our factories, it will certainly make our healthcare providers better at treating diseases, but it will also depend on the data produced by those healthcare providers, by those doctors and nurses. I believe it will help us create and store new modes of power in the future. But right now, AI cannot take off unless the world builds the energy infrastructure to support it.
Unless the world, not just the U.S., the world has to build the same structure. Because why? When you go to Revelations 13, it tells you that everybody in the world will have this mark. So you need a grid strong enough to be able to handle the technology that's gonna come from this chip, this mark. This is why they gotta get the world on board with this. That's why hence he's speaking to this room full of diplomats in France to get them on board. Like, yo, y'all gotta start focusing on this AI thing. This is the new wave.
Not sure if you guys know this or not, but the Amish, they actually have like representatives in Washington. And I don't know if you know this or not, I kind of covered it during the, COVID thing, but they had a representative who was, went to the White House and everything, and then they came back and they told everybody that they're not really going to participate in the program. Here's a clip.
Oh, we're glad all the English people got their COVID vaccines. That's great, because now we don't have to wear a mask. We can do what we want. So
yeah, Don Jackson says he has dark eyes. I was noticing that. He looked kind of weird, right? J.D. Vance. His eyes is I don't know, something about his eyes look strange.
Good for you. Thank you. We appreciate it. No, we're not getting vaccines. Of course not. We all got the COVID. So why would you get a vaccine?
By staying open, the Amish here have one tangible 2020 accomplishment few others can claim.
We have this joke: when everybody else started walking, we started running.
Did the Amish really find a magic formula? They say yes, and they don't care who doubts it.
Yeah, all the Amish know we got herd immunity. Of course we got herd immunity. When the whole church gets coronavirus, we know we got coronavirus. Guess we think we're smarter than everybody. I mean, shouldn't be bragging, but we think we did the right thing.
Nolt the Scholar is publishing a paper on the Amish social response to government mandates and COVID-19.
So now those same representatives are kind of getting nervous, right? Because as you guys can imagine, the Amish, they don't do digital coins, they don't do, digital stuff. And so they're really starting to take this stuff seriously about advancing to a digital currency. And now I'm going to show you guys a little bit of a story right here about one country that has already actually adopted going 100% digital. I got to watch him. He's kind of cute.
I'm going to read that on the screen. It says to go full biometric transparency, the country with a population of 100 million will go full biometric transparency in 2025. It says now, like Kuwait, Vietnam will prohibit banking transaction with people who do not scan biometric data for the digital ID app. So you can see it right there. All right, across the globe, people are already falling in line with this thing.
He's rubbing up by me. They're not going to just walk away from all this money. They have spent billions and billions of dollars to get these infrastructures put in place, and they know that they're all going to digital. And if you guys have been following, like the gold reserves and stuff, like India, China, America, everybody is replenishing their gold reserves because they're going to have to be able to back this stuff, with some gold, with some good old-fashioned gold. So I don't know how.
So basically, what he's talking about is when the cryptocurrency stuff that we spoke about last week too, the whole crypto thing, is just digital money. But it has to be, right now, it's being backed by the US dollar or whatever currency you're at, where in the world you actually turn your country's currency into digital dollars or into coins or tokens. But pretty soon it's going to have to be backed by gold. So gold is king. Gold is never going to go anywhere, right? It don't matter the what cryptocurrency is out. It has to be backed. Any form of money has to be backed by gold, right? And right now the US dollar is not even backed by gold. That's why the debt is so high. We don't have $36 trillion worth of gold. We don't even have that.
How any of this plays out, but I will tell you that the Amish are now having meetings about it, and and they're getting worried about it, okay? And I don't know how it's going to break loose, but I'll keep you guys informed on that. If you ever heard this saying or not, but the sheep spends its whole life fearing the wolf, only to be eaten by the shepherd. All right, so I'm just trying to bring you guys what's going on, and I thought that was pretty interesting that the Amish are kind of getting worried about this digital currency stuff, and they're usually ahead of this stuff pretty good. Share this video with your friends, keep your head on a swivel, and remember, the most capable hand is at the end of your wrist. We've boosted up our...
See? So it looked like the Amish people, they're seeing what's happening. They're seeing how the world is changing because, if you know about the Amish people, they don't even have running electricity in their towns. They still do horse and buggy. They don't believe in vehicles and cars and electronics and stuff like that. So I'm surprised he even have like a cell phone. It's crazy. I don't know if he's really Amish or he's following the Amish culture. But yeah, they're spooked about the technology that's coming up. And here we are. We in the thick of it. We in the thick of this thing. So that means we gotta maximize our time. We got to maximize this time that the Most High has given us. We can't allow ourselves to be afraid during this time. Let me put this on the screen. Right? Did I read that? Let me see. Right. Put this on the screen. We got to remember this. Revelations 18:1, it says, and after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, right? Having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. So now this Revelation 18 is taking place after what we just read in the prior chapter, where it was saying that they will hate the whore, but they're going to suck it dry before it's done. So the Most High is actually showing us the steps on how this place is going to be destroyed. So the first thing that gotta go is the raiding and the rape and the pillaging, I should say, of this country financially. So it's not going to be something that we're going to be able to see like, oh my gosh, they're pillaging. No, you got to follow what they're talking about with the money. Follow the debt, right? Follow the debt. Seeing how they pillaging within this next 4 years of this administration. Follow the money, and you'll be able to see this. You'll be able to see where we at concerning prophecy with this place called Babylon, right? And it says in verse 2, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hole of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. So now, once this place has been pillaged and been sucked dry and been made bare and naked, and now everybody is taking their pieces and dipping, going back to their own countries, now the Most High could bring the final judgment. Right? It says what? How has it fallen? For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. See? And what? And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth have waxed rich through her, through the abundance of her delicacies. Then finally, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and receive not of her plagues. You see that? For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God have remembered her iniquities. When she's bare and naked and done, Most High is going to remember her. Like, yo, I remember this place. Right? Let me see here. Let me go here real quick. We right here, Isaiah 47. This is going to be one of the last things I read. Right? The humiliation of Babylon. And I'm telling you, we seeing that. This place, but the thing is, they're showcasing the humiliation. Where you got an unelected official, Elon Musk, talking to diplomats with high prestige, money, a room full of money. This guy is talking to them through a screen with a T-shirt on. And I'm pretty sure they looking at each other like, yo, this is who they taking orders from? This guy? Nah, you know what, yo, I'm pulling everything. I'm pulling the plug on everything. Yeah, nah, we don't want to do business. This it's done. This is who y'all got representing the country. This is who y'all got looking into the finances. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne. Why there's no throne for this place? It's done. There's no money here. Nobody could do business here. It's finished. O daughter of the what? Of the Chaldees. Sorcerers. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstones and grind meal uncover thy locks, make bare the legs, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy what? Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. And the world is seeing it. We could see it. We lead the world in debt. The world knows this place is ain't really nothing. You just it's like a grab and go right now. Get as much as you could get right now, and just come back home. Because why? Thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. As for our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit thou silent, and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldees, for thou shalt no more be called, what? The Lady of Kingdoms. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted my inheritance, and given them into thine hand, because the bulk of us was sent under their rule, right? And it says, thou didst show them no mercy. So and this is why I was saying from the beginning, what Trump and Elon Musk is talking about, they're not doing it because they care for us, man. They don't care about the people. It's a money grab. They're trying to get what they could get so they could get hightail it out of there too. And look what the Most High said. I'm gonna read verse 6 again. It says, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted my inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Did we receive any mercy here, brothers and sisters? Y'all think working a 9 to 5 is mercy? Look at your pay stub and tell me if that's mercy. Look how much you paid in taxes upon taxes upon taxes. Not just on your pay stub. When you go do your groceries, right? Capital gains tax, tax on gas, tax. Look at your phone bill. You paying a tax on your phone bill. You getting tax on top of tax. Okay? You call that mercy? And that's just on the financial side of things. We didn't even get to the physical. We didn't even get to what they did to us in slavery. And what they still doing to us now. We're not even talking about that. We didn't even get paid for what we did in slavery. But people who had nothing to do with this country could come over here and get money. I'm going to read that again. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancients upon the ancients hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke. Heavily laid the burden. Our people be working to the bottom of their feet, hurt, trying to retire and don't even have enough to supplement their retirement. So they got to go and get a part-time job, and they just retired after 30 something years of working. That's mercy? That y'all call that mercy? I done worked 30 years for this company and I still don't have enough to pay my bills? Come on, man. This is why this whole thing got to go. Look. And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever. So that thou didst not lay these things to thine heart. You didn't think that one day your end would come. Oh, but now y'all scrambling now. Y'all, yeah, show the books. Where all this money going? Where's my cut? So that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst remember the latter end of it. Therefore hear now this. Thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, and sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else besides me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. Why? Because foreign boots has never hit this ground as far as war. But it's coming. But these two things shall come but these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day. What? The loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of what? Thy sorceries. So now we see why the Most High is really upset with this place. How they really got their power, how they really got their position through sorcery. It gotta be sorcery that you could sit before me and talk about something. Yeah, that there's unelected official talking about Elon Musk, and you're an unelected official, and nobody say anything. Like that's a spell. You just casted a spell on the whole world, and no one is like saying anything. For the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantment. So this place is filled with sorcerers, dark magic, and we read it last week that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, brothers and sisters. There's some real spiritual wickedness in high places that it's starting to expose themselves because they're fighting amongst themselves. It says, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. Y'all, you trusted in your enchantments, huh? You thought the children of Israel would always be asleep. You thought the American people would never wake up to your game. Thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it have perverted thee. And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else besides me. Look at this. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off. Why? Because when the Most High speaks it, it cannot return to him void. So this is on the books for them. They know this is coming. This is why it's the money grab. And desolation shall come upon thee subtly, which thou shalt not know. Stand now with thine enchantments, and with the multitude of thy sorcerers or sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. So the Most High is telling us, since America's inception, it has been built off of witchcraft and sorcery. They've when you see them saying in God we trust, they're not talking about the Most High. They're not talking about the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, brothers and sisters. They're not talking about our God. They're talking about the God that gave them the powers through their enchantments, through their sorceries. That's why the Most High said, stand now with thine enchantments. Yeah, stand with your enchantments. Stand with the multitude of your sorceries, which you've labored to have since your beginning. Right? If so be, thou shalt be able to profit. Can't profit no more. Look at y'all debts. Look at the debt y'all put yourself in. If so be, thou mayest prevail. It's impossible. What it said? It says, thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. All y'all meetings, y'all don't know left from right. Y'all worried about tomorrow. Y'all trying to put a band-aid on an open wound that needs stitches. He says, let now the astrologers and the stargaters and the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee. These things that shall come upon thee. From these things that shall come upon thee, behold, they shall be as stubble. The fire shall burn them. They shall not devour themselves they shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flames. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor a fire to sit before. So after the Most High is done with this place, you ain't gonna be able to find you know in the movies you see them dumpster fires, and you be seeing the homeless guys warming themselves up at a dumpster fire. You ain't even gonna be able to do that in this place once the Most High is done with it. And it says, thus shall they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander every one to his quarters, none shall save thee. Basically showing that none of them will come to the aid of this place. all of these nations they basically just came here to make money off this place. They didn't really care about this place. They didn't care about living here. Because what they do, and we see it all the time, Ishmael will come over here, they'll open up their stores, their gas stations, and they'll funnel their money that they're making here back home to their country. And it's so funny because right by my job, there's this bodega that we all go to. And is ran by Arabs, of course. They from Yemen. And they're real cool peoples. Like I talk to them all the time. So the store is being ran by an uncle and his son-in-law. I'll say it's a uncle and his nephew. They're running the store. But it's so funny. Every 6 months they swap places. So for 6 months at a time of the year, I'll see the uncle. And we all call him Shorty. You're like, yo, Shorty, what's going on? Where Mo at? Mo is the nephew, the younger one. Mo is about my age. So we'll come in there from time to time for every 6 months. Shorty will be there, but Mo is gone. I'm like, yo, where's Mo? He's like, oh, he went back home. He go to his country, go to his wife, his kids, right? They go home, and then after 6 months, Mo will be there. And then Shorty will be gone. I'm like, yo, Mo, where's Shorty at? Oh, he back home with his family. So this is what they do. They come here to make money and they go back to their places of where they actually really live. I've seen it firsthand. I know 2 Arabs that's actually doing that. And I've been seeing them for years. I've been at my job, going on 11 years now? So I've been seeing them for the 11 years. They've been doing the same thing. So they know this is not their home. They know that. So, and the scriptures confirm, like what I've seen is confirm the scriptures. So they all soon are going to go back home. They're just using this place to make money. This is how we know this place is Babylon the Great. This is the mother of all harlots. We know this is the place. You can't tell me it's not. Because I literally see people from other nations come here to make money and send money back home. Or from 6 months out of the year, they're here, and the other 6 months, they're back home, enjoying the money that they made 6 months in the country, here in the U.S., and they went back home. So the Most High is not lying. When this take place, they all gonna go back home. Ain't nobody gonna come in and save this place. Okay? So listen, it's time for us to get our minds right. Stop drinking the wine of this place. Pay attention to what's going on. Understand, and now is not the time for us to be sitting down, folding our hands and waiting for the Most High to come and save us. What? What Bible are you reading? What Bible are any of us is reading? I can't read a time in the Bible where the Most High told the Israelites, just sit back. I got y'all. Just sit back and don't do nothing, and you're gonna end up in a new place. Every time the Most High saved the children of Israel from a captivity, they had to physically do something. They had to physically put things together. Before they left Egypt, the Most High said, what? Borrow from the Egyptians. And it was funny, the Most High said borrow from them, because how you gonna pay them back? You can't, because this place is done. Who you gonna pay back? It's out of here. Okay? So you're gonna have to physically put things in order for your family. Don't sit back and be like, well, the church is going to do it for me. That's selfish of you to think like that. Everybody, every abled body is supposed to work. It's supposed to put their hands to the plow. Scriptures tells us a man who does not provide for himself is worse than an infidel. So everybody got to take the time. I can understand if you physically can't, then that's when we're going to come in and support. But if you able body, and you talk about you waiting for the Most High to come and save you and get you out of here, what do you want me to tell you? If you physically can do something, do it. Why put and that's like the scripture says, why put off what you could do today for tomorrow? And look, I just showed y'all. Hold on, I'm gonna show y'all again. I just showed y'all this. Look at your boy. Look at all of them executive orders. He's signed the most executive orders within the first 100 days than any president known right now. Within the last 40 years. So they running and gunning. They pushing for something right now. So it's up to you to see.
You'll need to enable act.
Oh, what? Nah. Take it easy.
Okay.
Siri bugging.
Okay.
All right. So Siri bugging right now.
Okay.
But yeah. See the play. See the play, brothers and sisters. See what's going on. Pay attention. And operate accordingly. And I think this is my time because I already hear that baby crying already. Yeah, he crying. But listen, man, we gotta do as best as we can to set something up for our families to get out of harm's way. Right? Because it also tells you while they're fighting each other, it says that in it says that in the scriptures. While they're fighting each other, they're gonna remember us who's dwelling in safety and come back and fight against us. Let me read that to y'all real quick before I come out y'all way. Right? Let me get that for y'all. Give me 1 second. Let me get that for y'all. Is this it right here? Right here. Oh, I got it on the wrong screen. Let me put it here for y'all. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna read this last scripture and I'm gonna get out y'all way. I believe this is the scripture right here I'm looking for. Right? Revelations 20:7, I believe. Right? Revelations 20:7, and it reads, and when 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loose out of his prison and shall go out to deceive the nations. Wait, is this the one I'm looking for? But I'll read it because it's along the lines with the same one I'm looking for. And he shall deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea. Right? And they went up the breadth of the earth and compassed the camp of the saints about and the beloved city, and fire came down from heaven, from the Most High out of heaven, and devoured them. This is not the one I'm looking for. There's one in particular that I'm looking for. I gotta find that one. I just can't come to my mind right now. I know some scholars is in here. In Second Esdras 13. Yes. Thank you. Tremaine. That's the one. And I was like, yo, this is not the one. I'm looking for the one in Esdras. Let me read that. That's the one I want to pull up. Let me pull that up for y'all real quick. Shout out to Tremaine. Appreciate you. Let me get it here so I could get out y'all way. Second Esdras 13. Let's look at it together. Let me see. Let's find it. This is when Christ returns. Let's look at verse. One second. Could it be this? 1 second, brothers and sisters. All right. Let's see right here. I believe it's starting here. Let me see. Let me go back up. This is when all the nations will be fighting against each other, and they will leave the battle to fight to start. They'll be fighting each other, then they will leave the battle to come and fight Christ. You know, I know what I know the scripture I'm talking about too. But you know, I don't. It's too much for me to go into right now. But eventually, to get to the gist of what I'm trying to say, right, is basically when you know, when they're fighting, when the nations is fighting against each other, they're gonna remember us who's in quiet and try to come fight against us, right? They're gonna remember, like, yo, wasn't there people? Matter of fact, let me just read from here. And it says in verse 8, it says, "And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, and yet durst fight." Right? So they were all mind you, they was all fighting each other during this time period. So they will stop fighting each other to come and look at Christ. And lo, where is it? And lo, let me get my cursor here. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand nor his sword or any instrument of war. But only I saw, right, that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks as a tempest. So he ain't even gonna have to lift up a finger to destroy them, right? Let me see. Let me jump down to verse 13. It says, "And there came much people unto him." Now that's when he gathered us. All right, I'm gonna find that scripture. Whoever's a scholar in there, you find it. Or somebody put Ezekiel 38. I think that could be it too as well. 38 and 11. Let's give it one last shot. Let's give it one last shot. That's why I love my scholars up in here. Here you go. Yes, the towns without walls. Look at my scholars. You see, and this is how I know y'all be in the Hebrew and Bible. Oh, this thing was still playing. This is how I know. Let me get this out of the way. This is how I know y'all be in the Hebrew and Bible Academy. Let me go. See, so much scriptures going in my brain. I be forgetting something. But look at this. It goes right here, Ezekiel. I'm gonna start at verse 38, and it says, "Thus saith the Lord God, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought." Verse 11, "And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwelleth safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gate, to take spoil and to take prey, to turn thine hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods." You see? So these people that came out of these nations will have what? Cattle, goods. Because during that time period, while they're all fighting, we're what? Accumulating. Aha. Right? And goods that dwell in the midst of the land. So they will basically come. What the scripture talking about? That's the scripture I was definitely talking about. Clap it up one more time. Appreciate y'all for helping me out while I had that massive brain fart. That eventually they gonna turn and look at us like, yo, we fighting each other and we ain't barely got nothing. Yo, but look at them. They chilling. They're not concerned with us. Yo, let's go check them out and see what's going on. And that's when the Most High gonna be like, all right, now y'all doing too much. Y'all already had enough. Y'all already did what y'all did to them in Babylon, and y'all still won't leave them alone. All right, he gonna tap Christ on the shoulder. All right, it's time, son. Let's go get him. And that's where we're gonna be at. Yeah, all praises. I believe. Yeah, Zechariah 2. Okay, yeah, the town without walls. But yeah, but all those scriptures was great scriptures too. I appreciate y'all for the help. But nonetheless, brothers and sisters, this is our time, right? Use it wisely, right? Use it wisely. Don't allow Babylon to give you the wine and put you back to sleep and make you think that, all right, we good. Yeah, nah. Don't allow this place to rock you back to sleep, right? Because they don't care for us, right? We care for us. We in Christ. Christ care for us, right? So this is why we got to be on top of these things. And also, brothers and sisters, I really hope and pray that you all had a blessed Feast of Purim, right? Right. I hope you guys had a blessed Feast of Purim, which ended actually yesterday sundown. And the more and more we have these feast days and we give it to our children, I realize how important it is to keep this culture alive and to give it to our children. Because listen, my children, they were looking forward to this Purim. My son, they keep asking me, so you what did you get me? I'm like, I'm gonna tell you what I got you. Like, can't you gotta wait. You just keep asking me, so you got me this? Did you get me that? Like, I'm not gonna tell you. Like, just wait and see. But praise the Most High for the Feast of Purim. I hope you all had a blessed Purim. Hope you was able to understand this story and to really understand the meaning and the purpose behind the observance of Purim. Understanding what the Most High saved us from in the past. See, the Most High always preserves us. He always saves us. So definitely share that with your children. Definitely give it to them. Let them understand what it is. Before you give them the gifts and presents and eating and whatever the case is, let them know the story. Tell them why we're celebrating this, and that's what's most important. Yeah, man, this was fun. And I'm way past the time already. It's already 11 o'clock, and I got other duties to attend to. Little bro want that Nintendo Switch too. Yeah, you probably right. He already got the Switch. He probably want part 2. He ain't getting that. But praise the Most High for this broadcast. This understand. I hope you guys were edified and understand this. Keep your eyes open. Understand what we up against, right? Know what's around you. Know about the stuff that's going on in your city, in your town, in the country that you're living in, so you can make a better plan for you and your family, so you could be preserved to the times of the end. But like we say every week, this is my time. Yes, brothers and sisters, it's my time. It's my time to go. I appreciate y'all for coming in. Y'all didn't have to be here, but
you could be anywhere in the world, but you're now tuned into the Born of Levi experience.
And I definitely appreciate you all. I definitely love you all, right? You guys have a blessed night. Have a blessed rest of the week, right? Sabbath prep tomorrow. Don't forget about that. Shabbat this weekend. Don't forget about that as well, right? Keep it holy as best as you can, right? Yeah. Like Elder always says, stay prayed up. Sin not. So that way we can make sure we're preserved and we become that town without walls, preserved in the wilderness, while the nations is losing their minds and taking each other out. Let's get there. All right. The countdown continues, brothers and sisters. All right. I'm out of here. Right. I'll see y'all Most High willing next week. If it be the Lord's will, we'll be here. Right. So shalom. Have a good night. Bless y'all. I'm out.